All right, we're live.
Action! Welcome back to the playoff stream. Carl here.
Just
Chicago,
a tick late. Ooh, look at Teddy Barrett's face. I don't know if you're seeing this live on TV. He is third-degree burnt. Well, we just had a leadoff walk.
Not great.
Darvish, I believe he threw a split on 2-1 and on 2-2, both like just lawn darts. And then he pulled the fastball in for ball 4. My big thing with Darvish, and he's been unbelievable this season, but he just doesn't have a lot of faith in his fastball if he doesn't have it early. So let's see how that plays for him, Dottie. Slider.
Now, is it weird if it's what I don't understand? I shouldn't say don't understand, but maybe something I wouldn't like if I was on the Phillies would be this weird 5 p.m. or like 4 p.m. local start for him.
For the Phillies?
Yeah.
Look at that. All right, hey, let's
teams.
keep an eye on this. Fastball pulled.
And you notice that's the beauty of postseason. You watch all this video of everything the other guys are doing and vice versa. And you can execute.
I don't necessarily think so. That's what you get, especially for a CS game. I mean, they're going to put it in prime time. You know, I don't think it affects them. Oh man, this is not good, boys. That's 4 lawn darts from Darvish. Schwarber to second base. Yeah. It could be one of those weird starts for Darvish.
Where are you at in the game?
It's a 2-1 count. He just threw a lawn dart. Schwarber's on second.
Okay. I might have to go on a pause mode.
Damn it, dude. I just can't get a direct feed. All right, 2-1 pitch. Not a backup slider, not a very good pitch, but it worked out. Hey, Rick, it's open. Yeah, you can come in. Ooh, you almost tore a hammy right there.
Ooh.
You can go in this way if you want. Okay, he likes the cutter, likes the slider, whatever you want to call it. He's got 13 of them.
These fucking chairs. I may never get comfortable tonight. It is what it is. It's great to be back. This is our third stream of the playoffs. I'm a little bit ahead of you. I've got some professionalism in me. I'm going to refrain from any action that I see. We'll get calibrated in the time.
I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
All right, boys. Good shit. We'll do it
See you,
again.
Ricky.
Coop, what are you going to do?
He's going to take a shower.
Go take a shower. Go, hey, wash your ass good. Hey, wash the face. Prevent zits. All right, guys. We'll see you. Yeah, I mean, just continue to look for just slider after slider, breaking ball. I like the Phillies in this one. That's a really nice breaking ball. Recognized it well. What do you got, Carl?
I was on mute.
Okay.
All right, it's going to happen.
Two-seamer. Great pitch. All right, 2 outs.
We have a couple special guests that'll be joining us tonight. Our resident Barstool Phillies guy. Obviously, everybody knows Smitty. And then another ball player, Shane Green.
Shane Green in the house.
Yeah, we got connected not too long ago. and he was looking to do some stuff around the playoffs. So I was like, dude, just come on tonight. We'll watch the Phillies game.
Yep.
So it'd be
Come
cool
hang
to get a
with the
couple
boys.
different perspectives. Now, interesting with the Phillies because people always big discussion point. The Yankees was where to hit Aaron Judge in the lineup, and everyone was saying 2, 3, 1, whatever. Very conclusively not to hit fourth, and the Phillies hit Harper 4.
Yeah, but the Phillies also have a guy like Schwarber they can put in the leadoff spot, and then they have Hoskins 2, Real Muto 3. It's a different lineup construction. They don't have those same types of guys. If they did, I would assume that they would do something similar. Oh, Harper's all over that one. We had guys fixing pavers in the driveway today. One of them cut the line for our cable. All of our internet was out, so that was cool. Rest of the story after this pitch. 1-1. Darvish to Harper. Oh, a slow curveball. It's a strike, but he missed it. So internet's out. I'm checking it. I go out there. I noticed that the Ethernet or the internet cable is near where they're doing the pavers. So I asked the guy that speaks English. I'm like, hey, do you know if you guys cut the cord? Here we go. 2-1. Slider. Shocker. So he said in Spanish, he asked the guy that didn't speak English. He said, oh, something about, did you cut the cord? And then he kind of said in English, oh, yeah, I cut the cord. Oh. Well, I guess I'm going to have to get this fixed. 2-2 to Hart. Big spot. Don't hang a slider. You won't get it back. Wow.
That wow is in reference to that play from Jake Cronenworth.
To the play, yes.
The diving backhand stab from Michigan, man. Obviously, you guys will hear this once or twice from me. Big Ten baseball player, smooth lefty swing.
Incredible.
Yeah, we like him a lot.
He's a great player. He had some really big hits in the DS. Shown flashes at times in the regular season. And, maybe this is something that's going to help him like Trent Grisham, like kind of hit that next gear and be the guy that the Padres really want him to become. And if him and Grisham can do, what they're doing on a more consistent basis over 162, I mean, this team can hang with the Dodgers and have a chance to compete for the division.
If Trent Grisham plays to his potential, like you've seen in these playoffs, I didn't even know if I should say it like that, plays to his potential, but the guy you're seeing in the playoffs, that's a significant difference maker. And that's where like the wins above replacement statistic gets weird for me because some people will be like, oh, well, he's worth 4 more wins. I don't think it's like that. I think if you're really fucking good, you're worth a lot more wins. I think if you make the team significantly better, it's like impossible to say, oh, that guy's worth like another 3 or 4 wins.
Right. How many more wins do you think the Padres would have had if they had Tatis contributing all season?
Fucking 12? How do you even? Yeah. Bring in Smitty. Let's talk to Smitty for a second.
It's hard to say that they would have won the division based on the Dodgers winning it by what, 21 games?
Yeah.
How you feeling, man? Hey, it's got to feel good to see Darvish not love his fastball in the first inning. Erratic. Harper hit that ball really hard,
Yeah. Can we ban the fucking shift already? Do we have to wait till next year? What the shit was that?
Next year, man. Next year.
No, I mean, absolute cock shot. Reese has got to move him over. I mean, is you a little wild? You're saying lawn darts.
He had 2 splits that I think bounced in the grass and 2 fastballs that barely made it past the grass. And Darvish is one of those guys. Don't get me wrong. He's one of the best in the game. He's having a huge year. His walk rate is like half of what it's been in the past. But he's good for a couple starts here and there where he just cannot find a feel for his fastball. And if Darvish doesn't have his fastball at all, it makes those 3 or 4 or 5 breaking balls he throws much easier to handle. I mean, if he has his fastball command dialed in, he's one of the hardest in the game to hit. But that first inning didn't look very good as far as fastball command.
Well, he's 2-0 against the Phillies. He's had the Phillies number this year.
Sure.
Does he throw the most pitches of all time effectively?
Yes.
Like since the dead ball era? Like he
Yes.
has 14 fucking pitches.
Well, and one thing that he does is that he throws the same pitch. It's just coming in at 2 or 3 different velocities. He's really good at that. I would do that with my cutter, and that was the only pitch I would really do it with. Change up occasionally, but I didn't have the best feel for my change up. He does it with 6 of them.
Jake, let me know like exactly when the next pitch comes for you. I'm a little bit ahead, like a nut hair.
Okay, well.
Yeah, we got to get synced, guys. We got to be synced. Smitty, do you have DVR
All right, Profar
capabilities?
stepping in the box.
Oh, yeah.
Profar stepping in the box for the second pitch. It's 1-0.
So I need to hit pause. Okay.
Ball just hit the end of his bat at 98. Fuck. I don't get it. Well, Shmee, I don't know if you heard, internet cable was cut today by the guys in the front yard doing the pavers.
That's all right. You get it back.
We made it. Yeah, we made it work. But I'm like, I just need this to work in 2 hours. So I called the guy. He got here quick and fixed it in 4 minutes.
All right. I'm gonna hit pause. All right. And then when
I'll let you know. Yeah.
and then I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna tell me.
Okay. So it's 1-2 right now.
Yeah, you're gonna.
They're showing the
tell me-
replay of that pitch.
You're gonna tell me when he starts his
Just
wind
a
up.
gorgeous. He's starting it right now.
And Wheeler's got pop.
Ball 2.
got
99.
pop, boys.
He's got
got
cheese.
pop.
Easy
Fuck.
cheese. And before they implemented the DH, the kid could swing it a little bit too.
Oh yeah.
I gotta go single remote tonight. Single TV.
Yeah, he was the best Phillies hitter off the bench last year.
All right. He's got his fastball dialed. He's got nice late run on it. And he fucking uses his fastball. He really loves to use his fastball. And why wouldn't you? When you sit, 95, 97 with it. Got away with that one. But, he's got such an explosive fastball. You have to sit on it. Let's watch this replay. What a great play from Cronenworth. I mean, that should have been 1-0 right there. That's a
Shout when
big-time
Soto
playoff
gets in the
play.
box. Shout when Soto gets in the box.
okay.
When the camera
We got
cuts
a
to
fist
Soto.
pump from Cronenworth. Harper,
You
can't
got
believe
like
it.
10 seconds, 12 seconds. I'm from the future.
You're that far ahead.
I got stock tips.
Harper's hair.
Oh,
now, Soto's in the
Great
box.
flow. Great flow by Harper.
It's just it's beautiful. I mean, the guy needs a haircut every 4 or 5 days.
Shane, welcome to the show.
What's happening?
We
What's going
immediately
on, man?
though, before we do anything, we got to get DVR calibrated.
I
tell
think
me
I just
exactly-
calibrated with you.
You did?
Yeah, I think I was locked in early.
All right, so 1
He just threw a
1-0.
98-mile-an-hour heater up and away.
Okay, boom.
Boom.
He's like
Dude, welcome Shane Green to the fucking
an
show.
eighth of a
boys.
second ahead of me. That's good. Yeah, Shane, what's going on, man? How you doing?
What's happening?
What's up,
Where you at in
Shane?
the offseason?
Orlando.
Sick. Beautiful. Florida,
Yeah.
Texas, Georgia, California, you get it. You're in one of the
Yeah,
good
I'm
states.
right there. Florida's the best country in the world right now, but we don't have to get into all that.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, welcome to the show. We're not going to get into all that. That's just a quick way. We got sponsors. We got a lot of people here.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
do have a tremendous amount of baseball insight. Again, want to welcome Shane Green to the show. We've got Smitty, who runs up Barstool Philadelphia. He's been, been repping the Phillies on Barstool for over a decade now. Obviously, Jake, this is a starting 9 stream brought to you by Barstool Sports. We welcome Shane. Shane and I were just talking a couple days ago, and it just popped up where it was like, hey, man, if you guys are doing anything for playoffs, let me know. We'd love to, catch a game. And so it's cool. Love to have a reliever here. I'm a reliever in my blood. We get a ton of insight from Jake as a starting pitcher, but you guys are fucking weird out in that bullpen, man.
Yeah, it's different out there.
It's a little different mindset. I don't know. Were you a reliever, Carl?
Was I?
Yeah,
No,
like,
I
do
know,
you?
I know. I know
Well,
you.
me, I'm
just-
fucking.
We don't
I did
necessarily
it.
know
I
that much
started-
about Carl's
I started early
background.
though. I started early. My first half of season in the big leagues, I was a starter, and then I started the next half too, and then failed starter, turned reliever.
Well, I mean, you're nasty in the pen.
Yeah, it worked out.
Yeah, I came out of that Illinois bullpen. That's in my blood.
Oh,
Dude, so how about Machado? Just, I'll say from my, and this is kind of the perspective, Shane, you're going to hear like Smitty and I are the fans. So like, you're going to hear stuff throughout the broadcast. Like this,
Both Philly fans.
I'm a diehard Cubs fan.
Got you.
Yeah. And like Machado to me, I had always just thought like, dude, this guy doesn't go that hard. He doesn't go that hard. And I was so fucking stupid and wrong to see Manny Machado as anything other than just a fucking gangster leader.
he's become much easier to like and appreciate as he's progressed through his career.
Yeah,
you know, he's always been this kind of player. He's better now, but he's more of a mentor. He's more of a leader. And he plays 158 games a year.
No doubt.
Like that's
I never been in a clubhouse with him, but I came up playing against him in the minor leagues too. And from the other dugout, he was kind of just always the guy that you didn't like, you know. But I never heard anything bad about him being a teammate or whatever. I'd only ever been in the other dugout. But I think that like Jake was saying, as he's gotten older, you can tell he just handles himself differently between the lines also, you know.
Yeah, he's much more respected now. And I can appreciate that. You know, not everybody you know, is this kind of guy as soon as they come up. It's almost impossible to be that guy. But it's his progression and where he's come from. You know, I played with him when he was a rookie in Baltimore. He's in that conversation with, you know, as one of the best in the game, like not just from a performance standpoint, but just all around, all the attributes you need as a franchise guy. He has them now.
I feel like they don't talk about his defense enough.
Yeah, you hear about
Arenado.
You hear about Chapman. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I just think that maybe it's taken for granted because he's been that
and he
good
makes
for
it all
so
look
long.
so easy.
He does.
Well,
it's effortless.
And that's the thing. When he was being looked at to sign by Philly, we're all looking at him, and he is purely effortless. And sometimes that's misconstrued by the fans as apathetic. He doesn't care, but when things go bad, but he's that fucking good, and especially when he's playing the best ball of his career these playoffs, right?
Yeah, I believe he is, man. I believe he is. I mean, he's going to hit you 300 just about every year. He's going to have, you know, 28 to 35 homers, 40, 50 doubles, whatever it is. Like that's, you know, when you look at some of these huge contracts, you're like, damn, this is going to turn out to be a shitty contract. And maybe when he's 37, 38, but I think that it's almost like Nick Markakis on steroids.
Love Nick Markakis.
Like he's gonna hit.
Love Nick Markakis.
He's gonna hit 290 to 310 every season. You know, hey, you need 32 million. I got you.
There was a while where Nick Markakis was the closest active player to 3,000 hits. Not the closest like gross total, but the closest where you were like, oh, this guy could do it. Like he was like 33. I think he had like 2,200 hits or something.
Yeah, and we talked about Markakis a lot, not to get kind of off of the Phillies and Padres, but if he was in another lineup other than Baltimore, could you imagine like some of the numbers he would have?
Bro,
if he was protected his whole career.
Oh man. Like if he played for Boston or New York.
Wait till you see this. Wait till you see this pizza that just got delivered to the Barstool Chicago office. And I don't like complaining about this type of stuff. Can I get a
I hope it's not deep dish.
I mean, it looks like, yeah, can you help? I don't want to drop it all over again. Bring it down here by the microphone.
Wow, good cutter.
This pizza just got delivered.
It looks like somebody had sex with it.
Who fucked my pizza?
What is that?
I don't know. Oh my god! I'm gonna solve this during the commercial break, though. This is
Is that a swing?
Look like it.
I had swing.
That one can go either way.
Nah,
it's tough. It's tough in real time, man. So some of
real
those,
time's
it's like
different.
It's a lot harder. Oh,
okay.
Just power on power right there, man.
You took him for 12 pitches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake, you said you got Phillies today. Who do you and Shane have for the series?
Well, I like Phillies in the series. I do believe that. I would say that it's tough to say this, but I think that San Diego has a slight edge in the starting rotation, not by much, because we all know I love Ranger Suarez, obviously Wheeler and Aaron Nola.
Well, do you think it hurts being a 7-game series? A little bit of a drop off after Ranger?
Man, not. I mean, you're probably going to just use 3 of those guys anyways. I mean, I don't know if they use a 4th starter. I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah, but before the last series, I said whoever won the Dodgers Padres series was gonna win it all. But I think I'm pulling for the Phillies here.
Thank you, Shane.
Yeah,
all right.
I mean, Smitty, it's just obviously I'm partial. I love both of these teams. I like the lineups. I like the story. I mean, they both were underdogs in the wild card, underdogs in the DS, and look where they're at. So it's like it's easy to pull for both of these sides. And I know you're a Phillies guy, as you should. But I'm sure you can kind of see the other side of it too, like what San Diego. And to watch like how Hader has kind of gotten back to form, like that's cool to see, because you never want to see a guy at that level of the game just literally not be able to find it whatsoever after that trade. So it's not good for you guys if he comes in just blowing cheese. But I mean the Phillies bullpen, I believe, had a .56 ERA in the ALDS or the NLDS, and the San Diego bullpen wasn't far behind.
I think both these teams are so hot. I think A, the series ends in like 5 by one of the two, and B, whoever wins this series wins the World Series. I just think they ride the momentum all the way through.
It's gonna be fun to watch, no doubt about that.
Dude, I
feel like the
Astros
underdog
good.
energy is always easy to get behind.
You say that about the Astros, but I mean, look what happened last year with the Braves. Look what happened in 2019 with the Nats. I mean, just a hot hand.
I agree. I think the Astros are hot too, though.
The Astros are always fucking hot.
Astros are hot. And look what we talked about this on our show that came out today. What Luis Garcia did coming into that 18-inning game in like the 14th and throwing 5 zeros up. And they had 2 or 3 more guys they could have gone to. So it's like it's demoralizing for a team like Seattle. It's like, when does it end? Like, we can't catch a break. We got our guys going out here and just dominating, and then they're right back at us, shoving it up our ass. I don't think the Yankees really scare anybody outside of Nestor Cortez, I think is really good. Obviously, Garrett Cole's good. Severino's hit and miss. I don't think that they really have much for the Astros. I think their lineup's too deep, and I don't think the Yankees lineup is near deep enough, because they're not going to allow Judge to do what Yordan Alvarez did to the Mariners. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to let the best hitter beat them. And especially the Yankees lineup, it's like, dude, I mean, yeah, Stanton hit a 3-run homer today. I mean, there's some other firepower in there. But obviously Judge is the one that had the MVP type season. He set the record for American League home runs. Like, you don't let him beat you. You pick your spots, other places in the order, and you piece innings together.
Plus, how much does it hurt him having to go to Houston tomorrow? Like, that's just disgusting.
Yeah.
It hurts a little bit.
It
hurts a little bit. I mean, last night was a long night. The players probably knew they weren't going to play well before, the media and the fans did. So, they kind of shut it down and were able to prepare. But it's a big win today. Anytime you're coming off of, a series, a win that ends the series, and you're moving on to the LCS, that's an added boost right there, and a lot of guys are running off fumes at this point in the season. But like, you get a little extra adrenaline, man, when you move, when you're one step closer to the World Series, and then 4 wins away from having that trophy. So Yeah, I mean it's tough, but at the same time, I don't think it's going to affect them as much as just having to play the Astros well.
Yeah, I was more referring to just the rest of Verlander against the Yankees team that might.
Sure. Anything can happen, man. I mean, you saw what happened against Seattle.
Oh yeah. Come on, boys.
Who we got? We got Castellanos leading off.
Carl, can we get a pizza update?
I mean, honestly, the true test of a man is what you do when delivery goes wrong. Because, like, you've been vulnerable for an hour. You've waited for the delivery to come. It finally comes. The anticipation, the excitement. The transaction was completed long ago. It's just up to them to finish their part. And almost always it goes well. This is supposed to be a very good pizza place in Chicago. Sought after. It's not open very often. I don't want to say the name because it was so bad. And I ordered, it was pizza for the boys. Anybody staying late tonight, we got pizza for the boys, extra slices. And yeah, very disappointing. Very disappointing.
Is it a place you've eaten before? Oh, you haven't eaten before?
No, well, it's super punk. It's like it's one of those spots. It's like it's not open very often. It's a small place.
We'll get you another pie on order.
So they won't redeliver it.
No, not them. A different place.
Yeah. You got to redo. You got to
get Pequods
back.
Get Pequods, Jake says.
Slider. See,
I want to
cry.
So that for a second.
82 mile an hour, a slider, curveball. We just don't know, and they'll tell you what they think it is on TV, but you honestly have to ask Darvish because he can throw that same exact grip at 82, 84, 86, and they'll categorize it sometimes a curveball. So who fucking knows? Just put down breaking ball and the velocity.
What's up? What I miss?
Doesn't you Darvish already have a kid that's like major league ready?
Dude, I think he's got like a 14 or 15-year-old kid. Yeah. Yeah, I saw him throwing
straight gas.
I saw him throwing a bullpen like in Wrigley. It looks pretty good. They had like the fucking God, what is it called? It's not TrackMan, or is it TrackMan?
TrackMan.
It's Track. Okay,
Yeah.
So that's what they're using. TrackMan, and they had like the slow motion camera, and they're like trying to dial in all his pitches already. It's pretty sick. That's a curveball. All right, so I don't know. Did he throw a fastball to Castellanos? I don't remember seeing one.
I missed the first pitch.
It was all off speed.
So, four breaking balls, and he just started him off with two here. There's another one. I really like this guy, man. Alex will be a great player.
Yeah, I mean, coming from where he was last year, the slump, and earlier this year when he's making 3 errors in the game and saying, "I fucking hate this place." I mean, he's renowned in this city now.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, good for him, man. Good for him. That could have gone it could have gone two different ways.
Yeah, and he sacked up,
slow.
And he took it.
Yeah, he owned it.
He's improved. He's not a Gold Glove hot corner
not yet
by any means, but he's definitely improved.
They've got Bobby Dickerson over there, man. He's one of the best infield guys in the big leagues. Guys love him. He was in Baltimore with me. Had him in Philly. Had him in San Diego. He knows what he's doing. Oh, the bloody knee.
What is going on?
What happened there?
We got a showing situation.
Have another what, Mikey C? Mikey C in the chat. Have another what?
Mikey C. What's up, Mikey C?
Mikey C. What's up, bro?
He's on you, Mikey
C. On me. Like I'm sitting here, what the fuck's the problem, Mikey? Can't
Maybe
sit here watch
another slice of pie.
You know?
Oh, dude, he spiked himself.
On it in his delivery?
Yeah,
Never seen it.
Come on.
I've never seen it on the knee. I think I've seen it maybe like down the lower leg. He's thrown
That's a block,
37
Smitty, right?
breaking balls this year.
That's a block. You Darvish bleeding
Or
from the
this
knee.
inning.
Like the bloody sock meets the bloody knee.
Yeah, if he goes like 7 Shetty.
Are you writing that blog right now, Smitty? You want me to write it?
What, the bloody knee?
Bloody knee or bloody sock?
I mean, does you even notice it's bloody? I'm going to say no.
I think he probably felt it, but barely. It's not going to phase you at this point.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, Schilling, that was a surgically repaired ankle, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's a little bit different.
I'm so rattled right now. I'm fine.
The thin chin strap, no mustache. I don't know why it just gets me. I don't. Oh, good eye.
Good pitch.
Great
So
pitch. Good eye.
is the hitter's perspective there like that's coming way inside?
It looked like it backed up a little bit,
Look down, too.
but at the same time, like, I'm gonna need you to swing at that. Maybe he thought it was gonna end up in the dirt. Maybe he thought it was curveball spin.
Well, 2 pitches before that, he threw one.
Yeah,
It looked the same, but ended up
and
way down.
And having stepped in the box against Darvish a couple times, like you just don't know. You don't know which direction the ball's going. You don't know the velocity. You don't know if it's going up or down. Like it's a tough at bat. Oh, it's the first fastball he's thrown in a while.
Place is rocking.
I don't think it's gonna be rocking near as much as Philly, though.
Nope.
Nah, Philly's
It's
different.
just not. It's not really. It's
In the
possible,
COVID year, they
but-
had people outside the gates
Yep.
Yep.
cheering in game with
Yep.
cowbells and horns and everything else.
Maybe he found his fastball there the last 2 pitches. Who knows?
Philly fandemic. Yeah, you think we got better things to do in this city? No,
Yeah.
we don't.
It was crazy. That was the only place I went to that fans were at the game.
Yeah.
So Shane, what's going on? How's the health? How's the arm? What's new with you?
It's okay. I had a little flexor situation, but I just got a stem cell last week actually, so we should be good to go by spring training.
So are you still working out, throwing, and taking care of the body?
I'm not throwing right now. I got 4 weeks no throw and then build up for spring.
Where did you do the stem cells at? You didn't go to Costa Rica, did you?
No, I went to Meiser in Dallas.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Nice.
I was actually looking into the one in Tijuana that Joe Rogan always talks about, but
Yeah.
before I dove too deep into all of that, I went and got a second opinion and just ended up getting it right there.
Got it. Yeah, I don't know. I had a buddy that recently went to Costa Rica to do the stem cells there, and it's probably the same thing as the Tijuana spot. They've just got like a different combination of stem cells or something. But
Yeah, it's like
You know,
the restrictions are a lither different for whatever.
yeah.
A lot of like fighters and stuff are going to that Tijuana one though, because I follow them on Instagram and they're always posting. They're always posting people.
Yeah. So you had it done in the forearm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
last week. So like a month no throw, then slowly kind of build back up. But we
That's
got
good.
plenty of time between now and spring
Yeah.
training. So
Well, and it's good timing too. Like you don't have to rush to get back into the throwing program.
exactly. So it'll be good.
Who's going to strike first here, Carl?
I mean, it's probably going to be the last guy. It's going to be Trent Grisham. It's going to be like who's
I'm gonna make a prediction here.
What about Stott? What about Bryson Stott?
Well,
he just lined one out pretty good.
I just meant
Who's
what
on it?
team? What team's going to strike first? Because I think this is going to be like a 2-0, 3-0 game.
Yeah.
Padres or Phillies?
Man, I'm so bad at this shit, but I think one of the teams. I think someone gets shut out.
Yeah.
I think either
I got-
Darvish or Wheeler just goes 6-7 zeros, and then the bullpen just stays hot for one side or the other.
I got the Padres getting shut out. It's just
Okay.
going shut out.
There you go,
Gotta
Shane.
go
There you go.
Padres shut out.
Smitty loves it. What I don't want to see is 18 innings,
No.
especially game one.
Hey, look, it took the Phillies about 3 innings to get going 2 games ago. Then
Yeah,
they really
well,
started
and
to get
Darvish is a guy you almost have to like figure out a little bit. You can jump on him early, like he's prone to give up some crooked numbers in the early innings, but man, if he settles in, he's really tough to get to. So, and it's hard to eliminate pitches against him.
How many
Other
pitches
than-
does he have?
Dude, he's got like
7?
6 or 7. But like I was saying, he just throws them all at different velocities, so it looks like he's got 12.
But so he only has like 4 grips.
I think he's got 5 grips.
Wow.
And when his split is on, I mean, it's
over.
virtually unhittable
Yeah.
because he'll throw it at 92, maybe sometimes 93, and it
fucking
just
high
disappears.
Gas sack.
That's just yeah,
high fucking
explosive.
gas.
Can't do anything with that.
No. Unhittable pitch.
But it's
You
so
can-
hard
you
to
can-
lay off.
Yeah. That's what I say. You can let it go.
Really, you can let it go, but you don't realize the height of the pitch until it's too late.
Yeah.
Like it's unless it's like at your neck or above that. If it's around the letters out of hand, it looks like it's going to be middle belt, and then it just climbs above the barrel, and you're fucked.
Colin, could you? Is there any chance we could throw one of those like a scroller on the bottom that says like 0-0?
Yeah, I got you.
Bob Melvin, he's just living his best life in San Diego, man. He just all those years, over a decade in Oakland, just fucking grinding out JV facilities. SEC schools have significantly better resources than the Oakland Athletics. I'm not ripping on the players, but the people who run that they should be ashamed of themselves. And
They've
now
bought into
Bob
the money
Melvin-
ball, man. They can't spend money. They just can't. They can't do it now.
He's cooking, boys.
He's cooking
Fucking
gas.
cooking.
He's cooking.
It's a lot of keystrokes. That's quick.
Uh-oh.
No chance.
No chance.
He looks homeless, doesn't he?
Yeah, Brandon Marsh.
Yeah.
That's a thing with him, huh? He was a pretty
Good.
big. He's a big name.
Well, he looked like a beach bum kind of when he was in Anaheim, and then he goes to Philly, and he like might be homeless. You're not sure.
Fine.
No, I know. There's nothing
Yeah,
wrong with
yeah.
it. I mean, he's
Yeah.
he's balling out.
He's
He
hitting
should
3-run
big
bombs
fucking
in the 9th
3-run
spot.
Bomb.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that's when I hate to say something special is cooking, but when Brandon Marsh is coming over midseason, hitting out of the 9th spot, 3-run dingers like he did last game,
Oh,
double.
just the
I mean,
ultimate
that's
dagger against the Braves.
yeah.
Dagger, dude.
I mean,
Couldn't believe
stuff's
it.
happening. Like when did you guys know with the Cubs that year that something's different? Something's going to be on the highlight reel at the end of the year.
I mean, it's hard to pinpoint an exact moment. It's just like we just continue to find ways to win games, especially like the one-run games. Usually, like the best teams, if you look at their winning percentage in one-run games, it's usually really high. And it was a lot of like, where we didn't necessarily get on the board first or even second, but we like found ways in like those middle innings, like from 4 to 7, to find a way to like either, prevent continued damage and allow like the lineup to like climb back in the game. It was like those middle innings, say the starter didn't perform very well. The bullpen came in and threw up 3 or 4 zeros, kept the game close. It's just kind of like it wasn't one side or the other playing really well all the time. It was a combination of solid starting pitching, a good bullpen, timely hitting, and playing good defense. And I know it sounds cliche, but the more consistent you can be at all 4 of those or all 3 of those facets of the game, it's like you're gonna win a bunch of games. And when you have really good players, it makes it much easier.
Would you say when you're on that team, it's like in those one-run ball games, you're waiting to win rather than waiting to lose? You know what I mean? Because I played on some pretty shitty teams, and it's like if you're up by 1 in the 5th, you're kind of just waiting to lose.
Yeah, it almost feels like instead of having the lead, you're tied or behind, because
Right.
you're used to, or you're anticipating that moment that's happened so many times where you're not able to put on like tack on runs on the board, or the bullpen just has continued to kind of cough up the lead, which happens, especially teams that aren't very good or don't have great bullpens. It's just you're used to it happening. So yeah, you're right. It's like if we got on the board first, it almost felt like a win, and that didn't happen every time. But
yeah, but it's the environment that
yes,
you don't even know is happening, but you just feel it.
Exactly.
It's like an aroma.
Exactly. Oof.
Man, that's so sharp.
That's so filthy.
Like, oh God.
One of my favorite guys right here, Gene Segura. Just such a fucking stud.
Great,
I know.
great locker
facing
room
that
interview after they won against the Braves.
Like, this is what you play for. Like, as a kid, this is the feeling you're looking for. Yeah, hell yeah. This kid
He
just loves baseball.
He was the longest position player to have a postseason drought.
Really?
In
Yep.
baseball?
In baseball.
Wow.
And JT was like number 2.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it makes sense because Segura came up with the Angels, right?
He was with like 4 different teams in like a really short amount of time. So he was with we got him from the Mariners. He was with the Angels, and he's with 2 other squads at least. But he's a baller. Just has fun out there. Always making contact.
Was he just a part of like a big player trade with 4 or 5 other guys, or like
no? So JP Crawford was kind of struggling being the guy at shortstop, and they basically dished JP for Segura straight up. A couple guys here and there, and that's working out for the Mariners.
Was not expecting a heater there.
Mm-mm.
Carl, that was a good eye, wasn't it?
Don't. Because now that the good eye is in my head, I had the tendency to like abuse.
You want to
things
say it
that I
all the
like.
time?
Yeah, just
you got to use it in the right spot. Like, that's a good time to use it.
Is this a new term for you, Carl?
Yeah, I didn't know that you guys would sit there and yell good eye when guys took pitches.
It's like in a big spot where you take like a called third strike.
So we would yell like my thing that nobody else says. I know for a fact that there's only like a dozen people who say this, and it was pitchers in college at the University of Illinois from like 07 to 09, and we would yell. I can't even say the word. It's not even a word. It's a noise.
Oh well, I know.
I'll wait
I was
after
gonna
this pitch. We'd say,
Oof,
"Say,
wow.
Christ."
I did say.
We
Just
just
yell it.
we
Say,
ruined your moment. What was it?
fuck you.
Was that like a Chicago Rebel yell?
The pizza's not working. Late for the stream. This guy Mikey C's bitching at me. Haven't hit the gym in a couple weeks. Say, it's that.
Okay.
He just got.
You wanted that
I
one.
think it's from
He did
Hato
want that one.
in Rookie of the Year when he says "See ya." So we started doing that.
Okay.
We started doing "See ya," and then that was just too long. So then someone's like "See ya," and then it just progressively turned more into like
we threw out the "see ya" in college too a lot.
But the way Hato says it,
No, exactly same way. You got to say it like Hito.
"See ya."
Carl,
No,
that's a good
eye. That's a good eye.
He's back to his heater, and that was
he's locked in
97
right
for
now.
your Bush.
So
He's fucking locked.
saw a great breakdown today about Darvish's pitch selections. So on 0-0, so there's 3 categories. When he's 0-0, when he's behind in the count, and when he's got 2 strikes.
Yeah.
And his fastball usage jumps to like 40% with 2 strikes. Doesn't throw his cutter. If he's behind in the count, he throws his cutter like 60, 65%.
That pitch selection they don't have right. I can tell you right now.
Well, they
just guess.
I think you could argue that Darvish, because he has so many pitches, really only has 2 pitches, and it's like the splitter and whatever else he wants to throw. Because he's just manipulating like. He's got two distinctly different breaking balls. He's got his hard slider or cutter, whatever you want to call it, that's anywhere from 84 to 89. He's got a curveball that he can throw 67 to 80. And there's a 73 mile curveball. But then he's also got a split that he can throw 86 to 93. And he's got a sinker and a 4-seam. It's just a very, very unique combination that we've never seen. And he does, you know what? He does have a little.
Look at that. You see that split?
He has a little timing thing he does.
God.
I feel like he varies timing in the windup a little bit.
And he nuts everything.
Look at that, dude. Look at that.
Schwarber just needs 1. He needs to hit 1, and then he's going to hit 20.
He's capable.
He's not hitting this split right here.
Is that what you're throwing?
I don't think God's hitting the split.
Ooh, that was a. He's lucky that was off the plate because that was a mistake.
Jordan Alvarez hits that ball 700 feet. No, he doesn't. But that's part of what we were talking about, the barrel extension, Jake.
Yeah. But I don't know. He's on the heater, and if you get that split, you might hit it off the end of the bat. I don't know if he makes the same contact that he did off Luis Castillo. If that was a heater at 94, 85.
You throw that heater up here off of that?
No, I'd probably go something down. He's probably going to throw a slider or a curveball, I would assume. I see a slider grip.
Boy, clear the mechanism.
You have to.
Okay, Kyle.
The ragweed's all-time high here.
Absolutely shit on that ball. So what are they doing?
But Greeny, you're right. Like fastball up was probably the move.
Monday morning quarterback.
True.
But if he swings through that, then I'm wrong.
Yeah, and then we kind of stayed up. Didn't have much bite on it. First hit of the ball game.
Yeah. Oh, so this was a cool talking point that came up in the office earlier today. Guys and it doesn't mean like you're, bad during the regular season, then awesome in October, but just guys that outperform their regular seasons in October consistently. And so just like a couple names that popped up. Obviously, Bumgarner, like he's the best pitcher in the history of baseball if it's October and it's between the year like 2012 and 2018 or something. There are a couple other names that popped up. To me, Schwarber is one of those guys too, where like, and again, it's such small sample sizes. Like it's not even to say that this is he's better in October. Just historically does better, so you have that perception that he's a better player in October. Who are some of the guys where you're like, man, October, I would love to have that guy on my team for October?
Well, as soon as this at bat's over, we're gonna jump into that. But
Yeah,
Hoskins
two outs.
took first pitch fastball for strikes, swung through that one. Wow. I mean,
I
he's
hit
just
my head.
Darvish is playing chess right now. That was 3 heaters in a row to a really good fastball hitter.
2 strikes.
They're not hitting his heater right now. They got no chance on his heater.
No, he's found it too.
Well, do you think they're guessing up there too much?
I think what you have to do against Darvish is eliminate one side of the plate or the other. I don't think you can pick one pitch.
Interesting.
Because if I was going to face Darvish and I was a better hitter, I would probably just look for spin. If I was a right-handed hitter, I'm probably going to sit slider. Because you're going to get one, and then I say that, and then Hoskins gets 3 heaters in a row. But I promise you, Hoskins was on the slider because he's a really fucking good fastball hitter, and he looked just overmatched that at bat because I just think he was guessing wrong. But if it's me, I'm trying to eliminate the inside corner and just look middle away, and if I get anything in that zone, I'm gonna offer at it.
Well, you saw Strider's 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Took about 600 feet.
He did, yes. The bat slam was pretty epic. I love to see that.
It was amazing.
How's Reese doing with Philly fans? Like, is he?
Oh, he's beloved.
I wouldn't say he's beloved. He gets a like Jake. He was getting a bad rap early in the playoffs. Like people, it sucks.
His performance.
It sucks because A, he doesn't deserve it being the scapegoat, and B, he's like the nicest guy ever. So like, and he handles the people and the press here. I mean, you know how Philly sports, how Philly sports radio is.
I do.
The hack jobs.
But you know what? You just kind of learn to take it.
And he does. And you know what he did? You know what he did after he made that error in game 2 last week? He put it on himself. He came back game 3 and fucking cocked it into the stands.
Yep.
So he knows he's a fan favorite.
Well, of course. But people were calling for him. Shane, I got to ask you about that. Like, because like you've probably lived through it, right? Where like there are some days or some months or stretches where you show up and they're just like. Times. But there's times when they're like, there's nobody we'd rather have pitching right now in the 9th inning than Shane Green. Clean scoreless.
It's a part of being a fan, man. It's just part of it. It's obviously more intense in some cities than others, but I've been booed off of like 5 or 6 different fields.
Yeah, it happens.
It definitely happens. No doubt.
We actually had we interviewed one of your former managers, Joe Girardi. He was on the show like last week. Nice. And it was kind of a Jake. I don't know if I thought it was kind of a funny moment.
That was a fucking bad swing. Let's see the replay of that.
Yeah, that's a great play. Sorry, just quick. We asked Joe, we were like, about getting fired and just moving on from the Phillies this year, and he was like, "Yeah, it's not easy getting, having a team be like, sorry, we don't need you anymore." And it was kind of funny when Jake was like, "Yeah, the Phillies did that to me too." Or it was like, so you guys had some kind of like funny bond there.
Yeah, dude, the business is forever going to be the business.
Yeah, you rarely get to decide when you give up the uniform. It's usually taken from you, and I'm totally okay with that. When you talk about Girardi, it's got to be tough for him, though, when you hear all these people talk about how, they had no identity, there wasn't culture there, and now Rob Thompson has instilled that. They have an identity. It's like, man, it's got to be tough.
And those are all his guys.
Yeah, those are all his guys.
Yeah, those are all his guys.
Well, one point, and I
got to be happy for him just as much as it's probably a little bitter,
Sure.
Listening to Girardi talk, I felt like bad for him because he did have very good points. Like the beginning of the season, that stretch was brutal. Like they played the Mets like 12 times. They played the Mariners out West Coast. Bryce was out for a little bit. But there's one thing I keep going back to, and you guys are both Dombrowski guys, so I'm not sure whether this was him or Girardi or Philly Rob. 3 players would probably still be on the roster right now that would directly impact the team, probably in a negative way.
Okay.
Odubel Herrera would still be on the team if Girardi was here. Familia would still be in the bullpen, and DD would still be starting at short. And nothing against those guys, but like if DD's still starting at short, batting, sub 200 with that contract, Bryson Stott doesn't get a chance to play. Veerling doesn't get us a better chance to play in center field. They don't get Marsh. And Familia in the bullpen, like he was obviously struggling. Those guys with big contracts, I mean, Sans Odubel, like, do you think they're still here with Joe? And do you think
no. I think as much as I love Rob Thompson, I don't necessarily think that was – he might have had a say in some of that, but that's higher up.
That's all top. Yeah.
That's higher up.
So that's Dombrowski.
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. So I think regardless of who the manager was, I think those same decisions would have been made. And sometimes we don't – and look, Rob Thompson deserves a shit ton of credit. Don't get me wrong. I think he's one of the best baseball guys, as most people do, of all time. Loves the game more than anybody I know. But, it's the players that are going out there and either performing or not performing. And too many times there's a scapegoat, whether it's the hitting coach, pitching coach, manager, GM, like end of the day. And yes, Dombrowski had to make some of those decisions that directly impacted the team in a positive way. But outside of that, like the guys that were struggling before while they were on that bad stretch, like it was still the same players they have now for the most part. And they, for whatever reason, I don't think Rob Thompson went into the clubhouse and said, all right, boys, I don't know if he rallied the troops like that. I think that was more something that the players manifested than anybody else. And credit to them, man. Credit to them.
Yeah, it shocks the system when they show up and their manager's gone the next day. Because you fall into that routine every day. The atmosphere is the atmosphere. The culture is the culture. And then, boom, your chief is gone.
That's
just
true.
A shock to the system. And
it's a kick in the ass.
Yeah. I was in Detroit when they fired the GM. I mean, granted, we stunk, but they fired the GM during the season. They fired Dombrowski during the season, and it was like a shock. And the GM's not in the clubhouse every day.
Yeah.
We still stunk after that, but it was a shock to the system.
So from the players, where you guys are coming in the clubhouse and being like, all right, we know we're not doing well, and they fired somebody, but the front office guy.
Yeah, they fired Dombrowski.
Yeah, but from your perspective, like you're surprised because it's like, why?
Well, I'm like,
why make the change there?
For me in that moment, I'm like, well, shit, Dombrowski traded for me, and now he just got fired.
That's why he's gone. Fuck, he brought over this Greeny guy. What the fuck?
So I'm like, shit, I'm next. It feels like, and I wasn't pitching great. So I was young, so my time could end quick, but. It was definitely a shock.
And did you have a preference once you kind of settled into your career between like starting and relieving? Because when you came up with the Yankees, it seemed like, out of the gate as a starter, but then it was like, oh, we'll get you more opportunities or whatever, and you settle in.
Yeah, when I became a reliever, I definitely think that it fit my personality better. And then as I was able to pitch in like the bigger situations in the game, later in the game or whatnot, 8th, 9th inning, that definitely fit my personality better. Just like being able to turn the on switch on for a quick second and then turn it off. When I was young, I struggled with like the 4 days in between starts. If either it was a good one or a bad one, I was like always riding that roller coaster of the successes or the failures, and it was hard for me to manage those 4 days mentally. But as a reliever, you don't got time to even fucking think. So you're back out. If you suck tonight, you're in the 9th inning. You're in the 9th inning again tonight. You better not suck. So
That's
you don't have time to think. So at that point in my career, I think that it saved my big league career. But now that I'm older, been around a little bit, been in the bullpen, I understand way more what it means to manage a game. and like go deep into a game and all those kinds of things throughout the course of the season. And I think I would be a better starter now than I ever was before. But once you're tagged a reliever, it's kind of hard to go back.
Well, it can be if you've had, a significant amount of success as a reliever.
Right.
It's going to be hard for them to want to make that switch, and it's got to be hard for you also to want to do that. Like if you've kind of fallen into like a groove, I don't know, but I mean, it's not impossible.
No,
if you really want to fucking do it.
For me, my last 2 seasons have kind of been not perfect, not the perfect world scenario. And everyone in the fucking big leagues throws 100 now out of the bullpen, and I throw 92. So it's just like, all right, if I could throw 92 for 6 innings and manage a ball game, like there's still a lot of value there. Where
true.
that the algorithm sees my 92-mile-an-hour heater and says this guy can't get outs forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Real Muto is going back behind the plate next half inning. Not happy. He's getting a call, right? He's got to get a call.
I think that's a good pitch. I think it's a good pitch. It's well caught. It's well located. Was it a tick down? Yes, but swing the bat.
I think catchers just have such a. If anybody's going to complain about a strike zone, it's the catchers back there catching the strike.
Do you think that hitters have a better awareness of the zone than umpires? Like, do you think that hitters are right more times than the umpires
I think
are
they
right?
can. I think they can see it way better because the position they're in. You think about it. The umpire is behind the catcher. He's more elevated. The catcher's down there, actually in it. He's catching the baseball, and the catchers know when they're trying to make a ball a strike. You know what I'm saying? And the umpire gets fooled on that quite a bit. You see, Travis d'Arnaud is really fucking good at it. Steals a lot of strikes.
He's fucking unbelievable.
And he knows what he's doing. And if your presentation is good enough, you get a lot of those calls. Did he leave the yard?
Is it? Is it?
Yes, he did.
Damn, I'm so delayed.
The moment the Harper shows up.
Fucking way.
Wow.
It was on a homer. Watch, Darvish is not going to throw any more heaters.
What was the count? I'm so delayed. I'm so rattled.
1-0. I don't know.
Unbelievable.
If we have to
Good
throw,
for you, Smitty.
Unbelievable.
If we got to throw another group pause on the chat for Shane, I'll do it right now. I don't give a fuck, man.
I swear to God,
I'll pause it.
Anybody who ever chanted Bryce Harper is overrated should be shot. He's the most
those are just all Nationals fans.
He is the most underrated baseball player in the game. That contract,
underrated.
That contract is fuck. Keep him till he's 80, let alone 50. I mean, he is fucking so underrated. So underrated.
What was the count there?
I definitely don't think he's
1-0.
underrated. 1-0.
Oh,
1-0 heater.
Shane, you're stepping in the brain of Smitty, man. I mean, good luck with this.
Yeah, that's just part of being a fan. I love it.
Like,
I need to hear that sometimes,
Well, I mean, this is the beauty of.
What do you got on? What do you got on? All right, what do you got on this guy? Castellanos.
I'll tell you, Castellanos.
Tell me what the Phillies fans think about Nicholas.
Well, okay, so he's coming off what? He batted like 310, 30 home runs last year. He has 270, 13 home runs this year. People love his attitude. People love his the way he handles himself. Production-wise this year, like it was tough until the playoffs. It was that game 1 where he went 3 for 5 against the Braves. That at least in my mind earned everything his contract and everything about him. But I mean, he's coming over with the quotes like I didn't go to college. I hit baseballs. Like people want to love him so much, but he also he's a hacker. He's a hacker. I mean, when he gets,
it seems like in a unique way, Philly's a place that would love Castellanos more than others. Like,
yeah.
I mean, does that make sense?
I think
because I think a lot of fan bases aren't like a huge fan of his for the things that you say the Phillies fans like that he says. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Carl, how was he revered when he was in Chicago?
I mean, I thought that he might have had one of the greatest discrepancies between the ball player he was and like the way Chicago Cubs fans treat him. Like I'm watching it being like, all right, this guy's obviously very hot right now. It's invigorating for him to come from the Tigers into Wrigley into a playoff chase and be with Rizzo and be in this dugout where like shit's moving and playing at Wrigley in the day games. Let's see here. Hit 321 in 51 games with the Cubs, like won us over like crazy. But this was before the DH, and it was like, all right, well, he's got to play. He's got to play right field, and this is when Hayward was playing right. It was just like the contrast between like what we had been accustomed to in right field, and then getting him. And then Cubs fans were pissed they didn't re-sign him. I was like, great rental. They didn't make the playoffs. They didn't get hot, but there was no way I was like, oh, let's commit to this guy in the long term. And it just like, there's a lot of other things. We're just as a fan looking at him, be like, this guy doesn't really win that much. Doesn't really have a position. Big personality. You know, if you're gonna have a big personality, to me, it's like, yeah, you got to be a little bit more dynamic than being a. But this just also, fan perspective.
Yeah, and also not his fault this year, but he was brought in to platoon the outfield and DH for the most part. When Bryce went down with the UCL, and he's playing right field 24/7, doesn't have the greatest arm out there. Let's put it that way.
No,
but again, he came in and made like a game-saving sliding catch, game 1 of the playoffs. It's like, okay,
there you go.
Yeah, that was huge. Made up for the whole thing. Hey,
The
Colin, we need an
playoffs
update on the
aren't
score.
over yet.
Yeah, update score. He also strikes me as the type of guy who just like, if he wasn't playing pro sports and you're like, so what would you do if you weren't playing a professional sport? He'd be like, try and play a different sport. You know, like he just strikes me as just like he was like born a professional athlete, and now I'll say he's a Florida guy,
gifted athletic person. Absolutely, he's one of my best friends. That's why I asked.
Are you Florida guys?
Yeah, he's way south of me. He's like 3 hours south of me. We didn't grow up playing against each other. Played against him in the minor leagues, and he was another one of the guys that I didn't like playing against. I hated him actually, and then we became teammates in Detroit, and now we're super, super close. But it's funny to hear the fans' perspective because I can definitely see everything you guys are saying. But he's got a good heart, man. He works his tail off. And
yeah, I think man to man, like he's the easy guy to like.
Yeah, 100%. And in my opinion, the dude's freaking smart. His brain works differently than most people's brains.
Also, you say what you want, but he's got some bad voodoo going against him this year. He bought Ben Simmons' house in Jersey and has been living in it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Is that what's going on?
Yeah, no, that's exactly what's going on.
Bad mojo?
That's very bad mojo. Very bad mojo.
Jake, do you believe in mojo? I don't know if we've talked about this.
Mojo, or like we talking juju?
Ooh.
Like, or is that the same thing?
The same thing.
No. Mojo.
It's absolutely the same thing.
You are not the same things, man.
No,
I believe they are.
Juju's like bad luck, right? Like bad juju. Mojo is like fucking Greeny. Explain mojo.
Mojo is like Austin Powers. Juju is like what are those dolls called with the pins in them?
The voodoo dolls.
Like a voodoo.
Juju's similar to like voodoo, in my opinion.
See, I thought they were both good things.
No,
you want both on your side. Hey, maybe maybe voodoo's good for you sometimes.
Yeah, voodoo can be good for you. It's like a spell. There's good spells and bad spells.
Okay. Carl, what was your question? Or Schmitty? Whose question was it?
I mean, we're talking mojo versus juju.
Yeah.
Dude.
No, I think juju's a real thing. Yeah, it can be a real thing. Especially mentally if you think it's real.
Yeah.
It could manifest itself in a certain way.
I think that you have more control over getting some mojo than you do over juju. I think juju's in the air. I think you just got to be smart enough to capture the good juju. You got some good juju.
I agree with you.
Use it to your advantage. But mojo, you could get up in the morning, Shane, and you could say, I'm going to have some good mojo today. And you can put that out in the world.
Really? See, I had that flipped opposite.
Well, I think you could control the juju because he didn't have to buy Ben Simmons' house.
Very true. Very true.
I don't know.
You know who'd have a good take on this? gonna call my
What's
dad.
what's the pizza situation?
So pizza situation
You
is
just
I'm
say,
so
fuck it, I'm not eating?
yeah, I'm so caught up in the stream and the conversation here, been ripping the vape. I gotta get the pizza. I gotta order a pizza. This is where I'm at. This is where I'm weak.
You still haven't reordered your pizza?
No.
It's been
I
45
should have
minutes.
just ordered you Pequods, man.
I just get rattled. So then my brain is just all in how I'm rattled, and then I come out and I'm like, man, I'm hungry. Oh, that's
You
right.
gotta slow the game down, man.
Thank you, Shane.
All
You've
right,
been a good
just-
teammate.
Slow the game down.
Yeah, I know you guys are watching that. You saw the first pitch cutter away.
Yep.
Really hate that. I'm glad it's good he threw it for a ball. But look, if he throws that middle away for a strike at 92, Soto might lose that.
Okay, 2-0 to Soto with a 1-run lead, bottom
Yeah.
4.
Cutter away, missed. Fastball in, missed. You got to be slightly careful here.
Change?
Cambio.
I don't think so. He hasn't really thrown any of those yet.
That is a fucking hammer.
It's a hammer.
That's a 2-0 get me over hammer.
Does he have the best legitimate eye in the game or all time? Like, I've never really seen him swing at a ball.
No, I don't know. I don't know about that.
It's up there,
He's-
Smitty.
It's up there.
He's up
It's
there.
up there. And to
But
have
you
that
also
sort of eye
notice
this
his takes
young.
more because of his little shimmy, you know. So it's like the shift. You only notice the
Fair.
balls that beat the shift.
Yeah,
You notice his takes more because he's shimmying every time.
That's fucking Bush
That's
League.
100% the correct take.
That's fucking Bush League. 3-0 fastball down the middle, and he starts walking on to first base. I don't like that at all. Not even for a second. I
Yeah,
hate it.
he took a half step. He knew it was a strike.
Yeah, he's just being Bush League. That's enough. Like,
He knows that's a strike.
I mean,
Don't you want to hit?
I love when guys ask the umpire, where was that? It's like, was that down? No, it wasn't down.
Run over the
This is
plate.
spot too.
We got
Christ.
Bill Russell. Bill Russell behind the home plate.
No, Bill Russell, rest in peace. It's Bill Walton.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah,
You know
Bill-
what? I'm not
Bill Walton
about
might be
that.
as high as Bill Russell right now.
Damn it, Mr. Walton!
Smitty, that was good material, man.
Way to go!
Like, go back on stage.
You sure it's not the dead guy?
It could be.
Heater.
Fair ball.
JT might get ejected from this game.
No, he better not.
No.
He
I
better
know
not.
he's not going to get ejected. He's
better.
through.
Like I mean, obviously Bryce is the best player on the team, but JT's going to get I mean, he's not going to win MVP. He should be getting votes. for
Whoa!
MVP
Why is
this
that
year.
a foul ball? That's a fair ball.
Can't challenge it, right?
Wow, he blew that one.
Wow.
Get him, Rob.
Man, Rob
Rob's
Thompson,
pissed.
I've really enjoyed him in the media. And
He was
getting
at the
chance.
field. He was at the
learn more
field
about him.
today before the game at 3 a.m. Getting ready, doing cardio on the elliptical, watching his iPad. Unfortunately, there's nothing. I don't believe that.
Can they
the
not
home plate
challenge
umpire-
that?
I don't. Since it was right in front of the home plate umpire. I mean, like,
Well,
maybe
it was
he
a
could-
dead. It was a
maybe-
dead ball. They didn't complete the play.
It wasn't
throw
a
it to
dead.
first.
No, it wasn't. Well, yeah, he just called foul ball. He threw it to
Yeah.
first. But I just don't. I don't think there's anything that can happen. It's an absolute. So JT touches Soto right there. But that shouldn't matter. I don't know.
Yep, makeup.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
that's-
yeah.
you can't.
it caught
just
a
can't,
little
yeah.
bit of the corner.
He's fucking out. Rob Thompson did a
We'll take it.
masterful job there. Rob
We'll take
Thompson
it.
didn't raise his voice. Rob Thompson didn't say a mean word to the umpire.
It's not a strike.
It's not a strike. That's
Not
not
a
a strike
strike.
at
I don't
all.
think that's a strike.
Not even close.
I'll take that strike.
Like,
Give me all the juju or the mojo or whatever that gets me that strike. But I
Yeah,
don't
you
think
know,
that's
I
a
mean,
strike.
if it wasn't located in the right spot. I mean, if he dots it where the glove's at, but he had to reach across the plate there. So that's you're not going to see that called a
It's
strike
not
very
even
often.
close.
Give me that call.
That
But
chain looks
that's not a
heavy.
strike.
that's a heavy chain. That's a big. That's an NLCS chain. I can't wait to see the World Series chain if he makes it.
No, it'd be the same one.
Okay.
Ah,
Machado.
jammed.
Man, he's missing his spots though. That's the
There's so
second
much
pitch he's
run. There's so
thrown.
much movement, though. And, when you have that sort of action, you're gonna get away with more.
Smitty, you guys got a 1 pitch out against Manny Machado after
Well-
getting a fucking makeup call with Juan Soto, and you're talking about missing spots.
That's the second time this inning. It was a fastball on the outside of the plate that they wanted and ran inside. I'm just saying, it only takes one.
Do you guys know that when you guys are throwing, you guys would be out there throwing pitches and shit like, ooh, fucking thank God he.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but Shane, you can attest to this. Like when you're out there pitching, it's hard to like really tell if certain pitches were balls or strikes because of how well the
yeah, for
catcher
sure.
will present it.
Yeah,
And
I
like
only
you'll
see
think
the
about
catcher in the
arguing.
knees.
You'll think about arguing the call. Oh, no. You know what I mean? You'll think about arguing the call, and you're like, I'm not sure because he just made it like JT made it look really good, or Contreras, whoever the catcher is, because those guys are good at stealing strikes.
Yeah, like the Flowers effect.
Right. And
When
then
I
you go
was
back
throwing
and you'll watch the
Yeah.
tape, and you'll be like, well, fuck, okay, that was a ball.
Throwing your sinker to Flowers when he was in Atlanta was like, I mean, he was getting strikes at the bottom of the zone that I've never gotten in my whole life.
Yeah. Well, and he was I mean, wasn't there something about Flowers like he was a part of like one of the first guys to like start like a new technique, or he was kind of a pioneer in the sense of how to kind of get the thumb in a certain way and the
I think he was
of
the first guy
wrist.
that was doing like the thumb under deal.
Yep. And didn't he have his own like line of catching equipment or something like that too?
A lot of these guys, every catcher. Well, I can't say every catcher because maybe one of these guys don't, but
a lot of guys.
A lot of catchers I've noticed in the playoffs. I've been paying attention, and they all have it on. It has like the little like suspension shocks on the mask right here for the concussions. I think a lot of guys are buying.
Well, the
into
umpires. I don't think the umpires wear it. They should wear that too.
Yeah, no doubt.
Did you guys see AJ Nola, dad of Aaron and Austin? They talk about the only winner confirmed for this series. Imagine having two kids.
Yeah, how cool is that,
Guaranteed to
man? How cool is that?
That's sick.
Fun fact.
I didn't even think about that.
Their dad built Austin or Aaron's house with his bare hands.
Well, that's incredible.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty
By
fucking
himself?
cool. I think he had a few guys with him, but it was all. I mean, it was pretty much all him, on the design and everything.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he did. He built this house like 3 or 4 doors down from his parents. I don't know if I would do that, but
I couldn't even build an outhouse. I couldn't build.
I could do it. I don't know how long it would stand.
Yeah. Isn't
You
it
know,
crazy how different the generations are? My dad can do everything. I can't do nothing.
Yeah. Well, like we didn't grow up with a device in our face every 5 seconds like kids do now.
Yeah.
But like you don't use your hands as much for shit. Everything's electronic. It's on the computer. It's all
You're not fixing
data.
shit.
It's all it's weird.
Gun to head, you try to get me to change a tire, I'm a dead man.
Ooh. I could figure that out, I think, with YouTube's help.
He goes,
But-
ooh.
Change some oil.
Tough luck.
I'll tell you what, depending on what kind of car you have, all the tools are under the panel in the rear of the car. Like you'll figure it out.
I would hope so, but it might be leaving a widow and a kid.
Just fucking leave that bastard flat and just ride it on the
Ride
wheel.
it out,
Fuck
ride it on the rim. Not worth it.
Nope. I mean, this would be huge to get an add-on run. What was the prediction? 3-0.
nothing.
So it took Wheeler 24 pitches to get the first 3 outs, 23 to get the next 9. Dude's cooking.
And he's just firing the heater in there.
So I mean, just what,
There's
47.
hammers behind home plate. Hammers behind home plate.
I'm I'm delayed. I was looking for like a foam hammer.
Do we need a group pause during commercial break?
It's not that delayed. It's like 4 seconds. It's cool.
Just sending out the link again here. Got to send it to Instagram so people know what we're doing. I guess
Get live.
we're
Hello,
fucking
people.
live, boys.
Lawn dart.
I know. Just the promotional aspect of just constantly being like, we're live, watch this, listen to this, we're over here, guys, hey. It gets in your head a little bit. All right, 2-2, nobody out. Now, Bryson Stott to me is a guy who is probably a little bit like came along probably like a year faster than they anticipated.
Well, Alec Bohm is
For
the same
sure.
way.
Yeah.
The only reason Alec Bohm debuted when he did is because of in 2020 the COVID season, when you were allowed like more players or whatever the hell it was, but he wasn't supposed to be
taxi
on that
squad
team
deal.
out of spring training, and they wanted to kind of continue his progression without the minor league season. So
Wasn't Segura playing third before he came up?
Segura
For a little bit.
was
For a little
yes
bit?
for a
A little
little bit. I mean, you could put that guy anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh! That was close. Very close.
Good fight. Good fight.
Some people debate whether that's a good idea to dive head first or not. They say it's slower.
I feel like it's safer.
It's you think so on a play like that?
You might lose like a finger, but I'd rather do that than like an ankle or knee trying to stop last second because the pitcher's in my way or whatever.
Yeah, like to me, I think when a slide is necessary at first is when there's like a high throw or a throw up the line, like to avoid like a collision. I don't know. I mean, maybe it is safer. I wouldn't do it.
No, I would never have that.
I would
close
just
of a
slow.
play
I
to
would
do
just
it.
slow down just a tick before and know I'm out and just keep it moving.
Feet first slides, anybody? No.
Not in the first.
Not in the first. I mean, if you want to get option, then maybe.
Yeah, if you're going feet first, slide in the first.
That's so good.
We'll see at instructs.
Yeah.
So we brought this up earlier with Gene Segura. I just want to circle back on it. His comments in the locker room. It's just one of my favorite things when big leaguers, especially guys that have been around forever, and they get these milestones or they get to these points, and then like their reaction or the sentiment or what they want to share with people is like, yeah, this is why I love the game. I love the game because I want to win. That's what made me fall in love with the game. That's what makes anybody fall in love with baseball is the feeling when you're a young kid and you're like, yo, we beat the shit out of those guys. I struck out 15 today or like that. I want to dominate. I want to win. So his comments, that hits me when seeing him in the clubhouse and there's fucking booze all over the place and the guys are going nuts or singing the song. And he's like, this is why I fell in love with the game.
Well, it's different too because like it's when it comes from a guy like that and you watch him play, you know what kind of player he is. Like it's genuine. You know that he really means that. And there's a lot of guys in the game who just, frankly, there's a lot of guys that are really good at baseball that don't like the game very much. He's not one of those guys. He's a grinder. He
There's
genuinely
lifers and then
loves
there's
to
players.
play. Yeah, and he still has that kid type of feeling that he had when he was, a rookie. And I mean, he's played the game for a long time, so it is, as a former player, it's really cool to see him say stuff like that.
It's going to be interesting to see where he ends up next year.
Yeah, I mean, anybody would be lucky to have him, man.
Yeah.
They really would. I mean, if he's still, shit, how old is he? 32?
I think 31, 32,
31?
maybe 30.
Girardi had great things to say about him as like a perfect seven hitter, like why he is ideal for the 7 spot in the lineup and what makes him unique.
Yeah, because his OPS isn't quite as high against right-handed pitching for a prototypical leadoff guy, but his bat to ball skills are off the charts. And it's almost like you get a leadoff guy in that 7 hole,
Mhm.
and guys that can still get the lineup to roll over to Schwarber, to Hoskins, to Harper, to Real Muto. So it's a very interesting lineup. And I was kind of off of Schwarber batting leadoff, but I mean, the more I look into it, and the more I see it, it makes sense.
And no overdraft fees. Banking with Capital One is the easiest.
Segura has come up so many times this year in clutch situations and has either like really come through or just makes hard contact. Like he just
Dude,
puts the
that
ball
guy-
in play and
He
smacks it.
does. He does.
He puts together good ABs, man. He's one of those guys you can't like set up, kind of.
Yeah, I mean,
He can kind of just get to everything.
You're right. He's not afraid to hit with 2 strikes because he knows he's.
I almost prefer not to get him to 2 strikes.
Yeah, right. Just
It's
hit a ground ball to
fucked up as
short,
that
like
sounds.
first
Yeah.
or second pitch. Yeah, I hear you.
Over swing in a hitter's count and roll this thing over.
Well, game 1's going as expected. A hell of a start to the series. Very well pitched.
And you're going to see the exact same with Nola tomorrow.
You're damn right. Nola Musgrove?
Is Verlander starting for the Astros tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see how much alcohol the Yankees have tonight on the plane.
Yeah, dicey.
That could come into play.
Dicey,
You know, just
dicey.
a little insider information. We'll see what happens. Just say, mix in a water, Yankees. Mix in a water.
Yeah.
2
Make sure you
drinks, 1
hydrate.
water.
Grab a
2
Pedialyte
drinks,
when you're
1
getting
water.
off the bird.
Exactly right.
Well, I still can't believe. Well, I can't believe that they postponed the game. I thought they would be playing at like at 2 a.m. if necessary. I can't believe they rescheduled it for like 4 o'clock. I thought they were just going to do a 1 o'clock game so they can just hop, skip, and jump.
No,
to
there's
Houston.
nothing better
Ooh.
than nothing worse
Okay.
than the noon or 1 o'clock playoff game.
Oh, so bad. I mean, what wasn't the first wild card game at like
At
11
noon?
or noon? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was
Brutal.
noon my time. I guess I don't know where the game was.
Yeah. So yeah, it was. Yeah. So I
But
think it was
that's the
11 our
worst.
time.
I mean, it's like being on a backfield in spring training.
Oh man, those are the worst.
It's win or go home.
Right. You're throwing on a backfield. You're like, hey, we got a 9:30 start.
Yeah.
Oops.
So Will Myers has had kind of a tough postseason, but he's like, I feel at any moment, he's ready to pop.
Yeah. Any moment, don't hang it.
No, he's especially away. Anything elevated away.
Did you see him?
Very good take.
He ran out of the clubhouse after they won against the Dodgers. He was like running around the parking lot saying hi to fans.
It's a pro move.
Yeah, like that. No BGs either.
Old school.
Say, absolutely shit on.
Nah, it wasn't hit as hard as you think. He got jammed a little bit.
I mean,
That's what I was talking about. It was set up outside and ends up
I know.
a foot inside.
I think he hit that probably not far from the label.
That was the first hit of the night, wasn't it?
Just
Yeah.
off the label, yeah.
I don't want to say it, Shane. You said it.
I mean, it's over now. And you know what's crazy? I gotta just say this is I was watching Cole pitch the other night, and they were talking about in his career he's had 6 complete games. And I watched the Nolan Ryan documentary like 3 days prior to that, and he had 7 no-hitters. Just think about that.
Man, I mean, you look at any of those guys that pitched in that era, in
It's
the decade and 2 decades before. It's like they were making 35 to 40 starts a year and like 25 complete games.
crazy. Yeah, when it was their start day, like they just pitched the game. It was just
They just threw the game. Like, what, you expect me to come out? No, I'm no one else is pitching today.
Yeah, I'm the starter today. What do you mean? I'm the pitcher today.
Well, Nolan Ryan was doing it into his mid to upper 40s. Still
27 years.
Have you guys seen that documentary?
No,
facing
no,
Nolan. It's on
haven't seen it yet.
Netflix.
Yeah,
I've not watched
yeah,
it.
it's
It's on the
good.
watch list.
Yeah, you got to see it. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, he played in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s.
So he was gonna
said that casually.
he was gonna retire. Like, I think when he got over to the Rangers, he's like, yeah, I'll finish my career here. I'll play for like a year or two. He ended up playing like 10 or 11 years with the Rangers. Like, no, I'm gonna keep it moving. Oof, what a
Unbelievable,
cutter.
man.
What a cutter right there. 0-1 cutter. Can the Padres get continued production out of Trent Grisham in the 8th spot? I don't know if tonight's the night, but we're going to find out. Oof. That was an opportunity. No BGs here from Grisham either. I like the look. He's got the aura ring too. Everybody knows he's married. Congratulations.
You got the aura ring?
Yeah, the wedding pictures.
He does. I threw a tattoo on the finger so I don't have to wear one.
Smart man.
I don't like anything on my hands.
Oh, I lost my wedding ring about 8 days in.
Really?
Keep track of it.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
I feel it's like the only thing I can keep track of. That's why I like it. I see it. I'm like, all right, good. You got that? Like, you'll be okay today, dude. Like, don't worry. Now, if it's off, I feel so weird.
Cut her in. Where are we going here?
I think he's just going heater.
I
think going heater.
Cut her in.
Yep. Heater. Oof. Bow tie.
Now, because of that pitch, he can do basically anything right now, right? Other than throw a mistake, but I mean, like a changeup down, a good breaking ball.
I mean, everything's on the table.
Yeah.
I mean, a cutter in's good. Breaking ball under is good. You won't see a change up. Cutter down.
When did you guys both start throwing cutters? I feel like that's the last pitch guys add to be like, all right, I have this pitch.
Well, for me, well, go ahead. Well, for me, it was a manipulated slider. I tinkered with grips a little bit, and I started once I fine-tuned my command, and I was able to really locate the fastball on both sides of the plate, up and down. I was able to figure out a way to throw my slider at 91, 92 miles an hour. And so that kind of transformed into 2 different pitches. So I had, similar to how Darvish will use his slider, because I could throw it at 80, 86, and then I could throw it at 92. So, but I would use it carefully. I wouldn't just manipulate it, the velocities, just for fun, just because I could do it. I would make sure that the guys I was using the different velocities to was used wisely. Like guys who were always out on their front foot, like I wouldn't throw them the 91 mile an hour cutter because I didn't want them to be out there and just still be able to throw the barrel. I would throw them like the 86 mile an hour cutter to make sure they were all the way out front and couldn't do damage. So I'd say I probably started doing that in like spring training in 2014.
Okay. So I think it's interesting because my understanding of the cutter is it's a thing you hear about, you see guys throw it, But then there comes a point in the career where it's like, man, I got to get like, that's a fucking good, you see somebody do it, or you hear, you're around hitters and they're talking about like, man, did you hear that guy's cutter or see that cutter? Because when you get to the big, if you're getting drafted, if you're a prospect coming up in the minor leagues and dominating, you've got a good heavy fastball, good sharp slider. You can throw it. Like if you can throw command 2 pitches, professional pitches, that's going to carry you into the minor leagues, I feel like. But at some point, like pitchers just have that, like, man, I should add that. But then it's his personal thing where you have to go work on it. You have to find the grip. You got to throw the ball.
Sure.
You got to be playing catch in the outfield.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a
Sometimes
guy
you
on
run
the
into
roster
grip.
or something. Like, do you have a guy that you would like play catch with that you could talk to about stuff, or is everybody kind of cool and open about it?
My cutter story is actually kind of crazy. The pitching coach for the Phillies right now, Caleb Cotham, was my teammate, and when I was in high A in like 2011 or 2012, and I was starting at the time, and I lost my slider. Like the slider I had my whole life, it was gone. Couldn't figure it out where it went. And so Caleb was my throwing partner that day, and we were just talking about it. And he's like, yo, try this grip. And he showed me his grip that he was using for like his cutter slider pitch. And I had to start the next day. And I took that grip into my start and used it as my slider because my slider had left me. And I continued to try to find my slider throughout the course of like the month or whatever. And I finally found it. And when I found it, it was 4 or 5 miles an hour slower than the grip that he had taught me that day. So I just kept both.
Boys, we just got a first pitch homer from Schwarber.
Our prop is props in play now. Schwarber had a home run prop. If we get 7 more runs here, prop hits plus.
Look at the exit velocity. 120 miles an hour. 488 feet. Wow. It's going to be a 3-0 ball game. What a prediction.
Bombed it. Holy shit.
I stole that moment from you, Smitty. I'm asking questions.
No, I'll be honest. I was looking down. I missed it.
Yeah, Smitty's not even watching. Fake ass Phillies fan. You're not even watching. You're not even watching.
There's Colin.
You have no right.
He's a Mets fan, and if you know anything, the Mets fans are just they're upset.
They should be upset.
I mean, the feed barely got back in time to show that homer too.
Yeah.
488. That's got to be one of the fucking hardest home runs in postseason history. 120
exit velocity. Hey, you know what? Just briefly about the cutter.
Yeah, keep going.
I think the cutter is the easiest off-speed pitch to learn.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Ooh, slider.
And for me, it's always the pitch that I have. Like,
yes,
I'm gonna command my cutter.
Really?
Yeah.
I agree with you. I mean, you basically just there's a lot of different ways to throw it, but you shrink the distance in between your index and your middle finger. You can offset the ball slightly, and just at release, it's like a slight tilt. It's like a you're throwing it just like a fastball. It's just offset a little bit, and the wrist and the hand is just slightly tilted, left to right. And I tell guys all the time, like, if you can throw 95 plus, you should be able to throw a 90-mile-an-hour cutter.
Yeah.
Like, easily.
When you grip your cutter, do you move your thumb up? Where's the camera? Do you move your thumb up?
I can't.
Or is it up under
can't.
still?
No, I'm kind of on the side. I try. So Scherzer is like way underneath.
Yeah.
On everything, and I tried to do that, here and there playing catch, and I just, for whatever reason, could not do it. I mean, I would almost drop the baseball when I would try and throw it.
I bring my thumb all the way up here.
Really?
Like all the way. So where's the camera at? There you go. All the way on the side of it, so that I don't have to think about anything except just spinning it. It feels super fudged.
Yeah.
But
it works.
It works. But I think that a part of for me having that thumb out of the way, it's just easier. That's why I have the command. If that makes sense. Like there's just less thought. There's less thought process going into the pitch.
Yeah, if you can get the grip and just let it rip, like that totally eliminates any thinking necessary. And most guys overcomplicate it. I think I'd say like a legitimate like 12-6 curveball is probably the most difficult off-speed pitch to throw because the orientation of the hand, like at release, is completely different than the fastball. I mean, you're basically trying to get, and what I would tell people is you're trying to basically point this side of your middle finger right at the hitter and finish. So it's a difficult pitch to get a feel for if you haven't thrown it, your whole career.
Matt Boyd told me one time to think about doing a yo-yo.
Yeah.
Yeah. 12-6. I tried that. I still don't throw a 12-6, so it didn't work out. But it makes sense to think about.
Yeah, for sure.
It didn't work for me.
Great head of hair from Schwarber.
Mm-hmm.
Better than you think. Better than you think.
So Jake, did you ever have Wawa when you were in Philly?
Damn. Wawa?
Oh,
yeah.
Dude, I had a little too much topspin from Harper there, but that was close. Very close to being 3-0. Dude, we had Wawa like well before Philly. I had it in the minor leagues a lot, like traveling around in the not the Eastern League. That was AA, the Sally League. When I was in Fredericksburg, like, trips 8 to 12-hour bus rides routinely, like there were Wawas everywhere.
Yeah. It started in Philly. It's in Virginia and Florida now, but they run a thing during the summer called Hoagie Fest, where they give discounts for a month. Kyle Schwarber hit 15 home runs in 31 days during Hoagie Fest. They brought it back today just for Kyle Schwarber.
There we go.
Love that.
The Wawa's great. You can get like with one of those frozen shake deals. You can order like a sandwich.
You get gas, condoms.
Everything. It's like, have you guys heard of Buc-ee's?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So Buc-ee's is like, it's almost like a shopping mall that has gas. I mean, these places are unbelievable. Like I went in there because one of the
trucker
kids,
shopping mall.
It's ridiculous. I went in there. We're on the way back from Houston. We're coming back to Austin. One of my kids, this is like a couple years ago, throws up in the car. So we go in there to get like paper towels, and we come out with like $280 worth of shit. We got like fucking candied pecans. We got beef jerky. We got like necklaces. We got everything. It's amazing. Didn't get gas though.
It's all right. Can't win them all.
No. We got paper towels though. We cleaned it up.
488. What's the furthest home run in Major League Baseball history in the playoffs?
In the playoffs?
I mean, I'm sure people hit over 500. But like, is there like a known moonshot that like?
Not that I'm aware of. I think 488 is probably pretty high on the list. That exit velocity.
Yeah.
I guess you can't look past or before the StatCast era, but I want to go out on a limb and say 120's at or near the very top. Has to be.
Gotta be. If you would have asked me before that what it was, I would have said like 117, 119.
Well, isn't that the hardest ball hit this year? Wasn't O'Neal Cruz's like 118?
Well, didn't he have I thought he had like a 121. Maybe he didn't. Maybe it was 119, but that kid's special too.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody says that's the first time a home run's hit into the upper deck at Petco. I don't want to believe that. I don't want
maybe the right field upper deck, because obviously left field, like balls get hit on that brick building way up there all the time.
Yeah.
Well, the Phillies are in control, obviously 2-0. Zach Wheeler pitching with a 2-0 lead. Is he
not going anywhere? Oh, well, I mean that ball's hit pretty well, but
so you guys are up a little bit. You guys advanced. Your DVR is.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how I got this far behind.
Yeah.
I think. How did you guys get a quicker feed now?
I'm just now seeing the catch right now.
Oh well, I'm not sure. Maybe
I'm looking at Castellanos.
we had my internet cord repaired after it was cut by the guys doing our pavers. Maybe it
You
sped
got
us
the
up.
super internet now.
Sped us up.
You got that upgrade.
I was sweating a little bit. It's like an hour and a half before the game, and they cut the fucking cord. I'm like, guys, this is not good.
It's not
Hey,
good.
fellas.
It's not good.
Dude, if they can go up 1-0, like holy shit.
That's
Dude,
the goal, isn't it?
You got
Oh my
Ranger, you
God.
got Nola,
Yeah,
you
but-
get Wheeler again.
But not even that, just the 3 games at home. Just 2, 3, 4, 5.
Are you gonna go to a
Just
game?
ended. I'm gonna try to. I was there last Friday. I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see if they want to stream in the office. I mean, there's no Padres fans for Barstool if they were facing the Mets or the Yankees or
All right,
something.
so I gotta look. Ooh, good swing from Profar there. I gotta see what the schedule is. I'm gonna try and get to game 4 or 5.
Yeah, I think you got tomorrow, Wednesday, off Thursday, then Friday, Saturday, Sunday at the bank.
Okay,
Good. That's a little weekend.
I could probably make Sunday.
I like Sunday.
It's a clincher, baby. Hopefully.
I got Tommy Hunter coming in town this weekend, but he leaves like super early Sunday morning.
You guys.
Ooh. We're gonna go shoot some guns. We're gonna go out to the ranch. We're gonna go to dinner. We're gonna hang out. He's gonna help me with shit around the house. Probably take the boat out. You know, just a typical weekend. Go watch Cooper play football.
Did he go to Tulane?
No, he went to Bama.
Who else was on those teams? Bama.
Alex Avila.
Yeah.
David Robertson.
And he's back this series too, baby.
Who?
Robertson, he's back.
Good. Dude, he fucking hurt his calf jumping around.
That's a story.
Yeah.
I mean, he's my age,
That's
for
a
fuck's
huge
sake.
calf.
I mean,
It's a huge calf to pull.
yeah.
You have
be
good calves,
38. But
Dude,
you can't
he's
be
got-
38
it's him
years
and
old
JT
celebrating
Realmuto,
like that.
best calves in the game, and they're on the same team. Profar with a pretty good bat here. Ooh.
Yeah, he's
There's
helping
just
him.
so much run on that. I mean, it looks like it's going to hit you in the knuckles. This boy's dialed in, and his pitch count
It's not
is
bad.
in a very comfortable position.
I mean, you obviously, if he's
You're
cooking,
not.
you
No,
let him go
I
till
mean,
110.
you let him go. You let him go.
You let him go.
If his command is still there and he's not putting guys on base for free, you let him go.
You ride the mojo,
100%.
the juju.
Someone said Mojo would be like your health bar in a video game. Juju is the stamina. Like you can run out of Juju. You have more control over your Mojo.
Wow.
You got to build up your Juju. That's heavy shit, man. And people.
That's a
think hard
pretty
about stuff.
pretty good explanation. That's
Yeah, I
that's
like
a
that one.
smart, That's a smart individual, whoever that was.
You eat juju, you crap. Or you eat mojo, you crap juju. Carl, I'm blogging the Kyle
Bad swing
Schwarber
right
home
there.
run. If the
Yeah.
typing's distracting, just let me know.
No, it's not. I saw the group chat going.
It's kind of relaxing.
All right.
I'm actually interested in seeing what it looks like for you to write a blog and how much.
Write a blog.
Yeah, so
Wheeler's
Smitty and I
over
write
Madison.
blogs for Barstool. We're like,
Ooh.
Yeah.
and so Smitty is he's just throwing up the Bryce Harper home run onto the blog because there's so many people that aren't paying attention to MLB playoffs or just like don't know what's going on. So that'll like hit them. Be like,
Yeah,
oh, you might
those are
have
the two worst swings I've ever seen Soto take consecutively. And Soto looked at Realmuto there and was like, "Yep, that was a horrible swing." Oh, three horrible swings. That was just abuse right there.
He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't often look that way.
No, especially multiple times in a row. All right.
I mean, it sounds like machine gun fire, General.
It does.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you're
one-
quick.
That's
110 per minute,
words
baby.
per minute.
110 per minute.
Smitty holds the world record in Mario Kart on 64.
Yeah, we discussed that. I didn't have my headphones last time, Jake. We can dance anytime you want to dance with the devil by the pale moonlight. I'll tell you that much. Well, so that's okay. We'll talk when he gets back. That's actually a point of contention. Coley, I don't know if you remember this, Carl. Coley and I played on Halloween night 2016, and the very next night, the club's World Series clubhouse, they're all firing up the N64 playing Mario Kart.
Whoa!
I don't know.
Hey, you want to call him out? I say, hey,
Are you self-proclaimed
Yeah.
champ, or you won? You got a trophy.
I'm the second greatest Mario Kart player in the world. Number one goes to Jason Kelsey of the Philadelphia Eagles. I've never seen somebody hit Rainbow Road all 3 times, ever, and he hit it. He hit it.
Boys are still talking about it in Philly. I mean, it's like Jason
Yeah.
Kelsey, world champion, the face of the Phillies or face of the Eagles, in my opinion. Now Mario Kart.
It wasn't even like planned or anything. He just like out one night. We went after hours to a bar. He challenged me. And I'm like, let's go. I'll take you for your contract. And he just wiped me. Absolutely wiped me.
I was never a big Travis Kelsey guy. I always was like, okay, take it easy, buddy. Until the Eagles played the Bears in the Cody Parkey game. I'm at the game, and directly in the section next to me, same row, is Travis Kelsey drinking a water, eating a nacho, watching his brother play. And they had a bye week. And he was like, yeah, of course. I was like, wait, Travis Kelsey, right? He's like, what's up, man? I'm like, aren't you in the playoffs? He's like, we're off this week. Just want to come out, throw some love to Jay. He's like, okay, that's actually pretty sweet. The boys following each other around
it was awesome.
in the playoffs.
Yeah, they got a podcast out now. That's actually like
The
really
Kelsey
good.
brothers too?
Yeah,
It's pretty funny.
That's sick.
it's very funny. Both are very.
What's it called? What's that
very good
podcast
people.
called?
It's like Underdogs, I think, something like
Okay.
that. Travis is a big boy.
He is a big boy.
He's got what is that, like that real thin? It's not a chin strap. It's just that real consistent thin. And I've got a beard too, so I don't want to talk shit about other people's beards, but
I don't know, Carl.
Hey, we're only one run and a couple innings away from that prediction.
That's it. And we're on fire.
This Castellanos homer he's about to hit.
What, you said 3-0?
We did.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
this fucking piece of shit.
You know what's a bonus for these teams too is you don't worry much about the defense. I mean, here and there, but I think at this point in the season, I think there was only one team that lost a game in this postseason so far that made fewer errors than the other team. So obviously, the team that catches the ball the best is going to win the game typically, but haven't been a ton of errors in this postseason. You know, it's kind of what you expect. You expect to see clean defense. Guys are
Not from the Phillies though.
Yeah, I mean, but how many total errors have they made in this postseason?
Reese made the one costly one, and I believe Alec Boehm made one.
Okay, so that's
game
that's
4.
two.
But yeah, but they were usually good for 1 or 2 a game during the regular season.
Well,
But
regular
you're right.
season, yeah.
Yeah.
So I forget
Yeah.
the team that won that made more errors, but I was looking at it in every game, the team that made the most errors lost, other than one.
Wheeler's been magnificent. Not just
And
tonight, but
very economical. Oh yeah, man.
Are they gonna
He's
send him
just-
back
he's so
out? They
underrated.
gotta send him back out.
Oh, he's at like 70 pitches.
Yeah, he's less than that. He's like 67.
Yeah, I'd like to see how many outs Wheeler's gotten.
Yeah, he's at
70,
71 pitches. Darvish at 91.
Wow.
Because like this is something we've talked about before, Jake, a lot that comes up that I don't think like the average baseball fan thinks about with starting pitchers. And it's like, yeah, you can go out and try and strike guys out, but I love when you're like, yeah, Dad, I'd much rather just get first pitch ground ball out. Like just hit it to the second baseman, go sit down in the dugout, have a water. Let's get the fucking show on the road here.
Yeah, I mean, when you're attacking the strike zone in quality locations from the get-go, that's when you rack up strikeouts, especially with electric stuff and multiple breaking balls and the command of multiple breaking balls. Those things just lead to Ks. And you strike guys out by being in the zone early and expanding outside of the zone late. I mean, that's typically the formula for for getting punch outs.
Yeah, if the hitter thinks he's gonna go sit in the dugout if he doesn't swing at one of the first 3 pitches, and you establish that early as a starter, then they're gonna start chasing shit everywhere.
Then they start to chase. Exactly. That's why the first inning is so important to show that you can command the fastball and throw breaking balls for strikes. Because if the last thing you want is for guys to walk back to the dugout or in between innings and say, hey, you can eliminate the changeup, you can eliminate the breaking ball. So then what do? And they sit heater until you show them the ability to spin at least something else in the zone for a strike.
All right,
Ready?
Wheeler.
Yeah, we got here in the chat, Wheeler, innings 2 to 6, 50 pitches.
It's unbelievable. After a 24 pitch first.
Wow,
Machado was giving fits.
Somebody here said Wheeler wasn't an all-star. Yeah.
Wasn't an all-star. Probably should have won the Cy Young last year, too.
I feel like all-stars are always delayed a year. Like we talked in 2014, you probably should have been an all-star. And then, of course, I don't know. How's that, or 15? How's that work? Where it's like,
Well, 14 or 15 and 15, but
oh, and 15 because you made your first All-Star game in 16.
yeah. So, I mean, you look at it at the end of the year. Yeah, a guy could have had a mediocre first half and then just been lights out the second half, and then the accumulated stats, the overall numbers look like, oh, well, how wasn't he an all-star? Well, it's you got to look deeper into it, but 14 was kind of like my coming out party, so to speak. So some guys got the nod over me, which is understandable, and rightfully so.
Yeah, but like Dylan Cease wasn't an all-star this year, and I think he'd have to kill a guy to not be an all-star next year. Like I think if he just exists and is, I mean, of course, unless he lays an egg, but it's Dylan Cease. I don't see that happening. Like that's a big story in Chicago is how the fuck did Dylan Cease not get named to the all-star team?
Yeah, well, what was his? What were his first half stats?
I'll be glad to pull those up. I want to say
I think they were pretty stupid.
I think they're like, yes, stupid is a good way to explain it.
Well, I know his yearly stats were.
Dude, his first half he was 9-4 with a 2.15 ERA, 150 strikeouts and 104 2/3 innings with 76 hits. He had almost twice as many strikeouts as he did hits in 100 innings pitched.
Come on.
What?
Well, I mean, that's silly.
That's
it's not good. It's got to be in there.
Well, like I said, that's my point. Is like, there's no excuse, even if he just has to be the number one for the Sox next year, be healthy.
I think there's got to be some kind of deal where the active players can choose one guy from each league that they think is think that guy screwed or whatever, and it's up to the players because the players, no matter what team you're on, know that he should have been an all-star.
Yeah, just need anonymous voting because, like, if you do it for it's like the guy who was like, well, I thought I was the one who got screwed. You said this guy's the one who got screwed. Then next thing you know, guys are getting drilled in the second half because somebody carries a fucking chip on their shoulder. I heard a rumor, and I think this is true, that Jerry Reinsdorf, who owns the White Sox, and he's one of the longest tenured owners in baseball and is notorious.
That's the Michael Jordan guy?
Yeah, he's got as much control as any owner in Major League Baseball, even though the White Sox, relative to other franchise values, are like mid-tier. But he's just an OG, has been there since fucking 1980, has been through commissioner changes, has been on the what he says goes, kind of, is my understanding with MLB owners. Jerry calls shots. And I understand from people close to the White Sox organization that Jerry Reinsdorf actively wanted to keep Dylan Cease out of the All-Star game because that significantly impacts his value in arbitration. Like it's known if you have an All-Star appearance that it fucks with your value, and that's why they didn't market him and why they don't talk about him. The White Sox never talk about Dylan Cease. You don't buy that?
No, not really. Because I mean, he's gonna get broken off regardless.
Yeah, as long as his numbers are the numbers, the All-Star appearance won't affect him in arbitration, because if he goes to arbitration, the arbitrators aren't going to really understand what that means. They're just going to only know the numbers and compared to the next guy's numbers. You know?
That's true, and a lot of time the arbiters don't know shit about baseball.
Yeah, they may never seen a baseball game in their whole life. They're like 75 years old.
Which to me is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Really unique thing about baseball arbitration, unlike almost any other form of arbitration, where the arbitrator just kind of usually just picks a number in the middle. You have to pick a number, and then the team picks a number, and the arbitrator just picks one or the other. So there's an incentive where you guys you can't like you can't come in there and be like, well, I want 50 million. Let's argue about it. It's like you have to pick a number that you think is fair, and the team has to pick.
But the team does too. Well, I went to arbitration my third year, and I made money just for showing up because they had to file at a higher number than what they offered me prior to. But the whole arbitration process is mind blowing. The person arguing for the team called me Sean the entire time. Sean Green. My name is Shane Green. But the arbitrators don't care about any of that, you know? So it's like this guy doesn't even know who I am, and he's telling these arbitrators I stink.
Yeah, I heard that it gets that the way the team represents the players in arbitration, they're like, you do not want the player involved in this room around.
No, because they basically just tell you they tell you why you suck.
Yeah. They tell you everything you already know, but they put it under a magnifying glass to make it look like you're the worst. You know, the things that you're bad at, you're bad at.
Yep. Like, hey, I won 15 games for you, and you're gonna fucking shit on me.
Yeah, they're gonna talk about the 4 losses you had and how you gave up more homers than whatever.
It's a cruel fucking game.
The business.
Moment from Machado here. The head in the count. Wow.
Was that a cross up? No.
That
he
that
caught it like a cross up.
That was middle. Yeah. That was middle at the belt.
Also looked like he kind of swung.
No, he didn't cross him up. I mean, he was set up for a high heater. He just whiffed it.
Sunk a little more than he thought up there. Maybe.
I guess so.
Come on, Nick. All right.
So that's actually a good call, Shane, because it's like a fastball at the top of the zone like that to get that kind of run where JT would tip it. That says a lot more about the fastball than it does about the catcher to me.
Yeah, and he's probably using a different grip when he goes up there, I would imagine. But naturally, sometimes maybe it's got a little juju on it.
It's hard to get sync like that when you elevate the ball that much. $77 pitches, 1 out in the 7th.
Keep it going.
About as economical as you can get.
I mean, if they can get through this game without even sniffing,
that's how you do it, man. I mean, 2 pitches at Josh Bell.
Fucking A.
What if? Even when they shit on it, it's going right to somebody. I didn't know how far off the plate Josh Bell stands until that plate appearance.
And he's good at handling the ball away too. He can really handle the ball elevated away.
He's a free agent this year.
It's a shiny chain from Segura there.
Mm-hmm.
Now am I ahead? Cronworth's been good in the 7th.
How about that 5-run 7th against the Dodgers? I mean,
Yeah.
that was wild.
Wild.
The Dodgers couldn't believe it.
Baseball's a crazy game, isn't it?
It sure is.
Like,
There it is. Look, Dominguez throwing without the hat on. I mean,
yeah.
what is
the
it?
pitching? The bullpen coach is putting the pitch comm in his hat for him.
Oh, thank you, Shane.
Is that why, dude?
Yeah.
We saw Lugo do it for the Mets.
Yeah.
We saw someone else
The
do
bullpen coach has got to be putting the pitch comm thing in there.
Okay, now it makes sense.
Bullpen coach went from being the sweetest job to being the most annoying job.
Making sure the pitch comm shit works.
Yeah, dude. Fuck that. I ain't an IT.
Dude, it's not. I mean, I don't know.
It's absurd to me how much technology we have and the advancements year after year after year, and we have this fucking huge pitch comm thing in the hat.
It's
not
mind
like
blowing. And if you're doing that because you don't want people to steal signs, you don't think there's a nerd somewhere getting in on one of those?
well,
Tapping in on that?
Carl, not a great time for the good eye. Let me tell you why. Because that's just a filthy breaking ball on the outside corner. You just, a good eye is like just a fucking bell tie heater. Hey, what'd you expect?
No, I'm learning, man. This is the great thing about working on the show with you.
You're like 2 or 3 at bats away from really getting it.
I've definitely learned how much I don't know in doing the show. Like when we started the show, I'm like, man, I know I'm the baseball guy. I know everything. Now we do the show, I'm like, maybe I don't know shit. But that's a good thing. That's a fucking good thing. So thank you.
You teach me things all the time, so don't beat yourself up.
Great relationship, man. No, I get it. I just but I gotta get this is stuff. I'm not gonna beat myself up. I spent 0 innings in a big league dugout. Shane, I tried though, man. I thought I had it. I was
all you can do is leave it on the field, man.
That's it.
Give them everything you got.
Micah Johnson hit a grand slam against me in my last career appearance, last day, senior day. Coach came, took me out, 9th inning, 2 outs.
Last pitch you ever threw was a grand slam?
Yeah, to Micah Johnson. So kind of cool. And he takes me out, and I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And we got a little like, what are you doing?
Chippy?
Yeah, like, what are you doing, man? He's like, I just got to get you. I just got to get you in this moment. We're down like 7 Indiana. Didn't mean anything. Season was over. Saying stuff. So remember that when you go into spring training, you don't want to have the last pitch like me, Shane. You want to be giving a grand slam.
What the next guy do? Did he come in and shut him down, or you get shot?
I got like a lazy fly ball to left field. I didn't talk to him.
Well, hey, you know the last pitch that David Price threw in college?
Oh,
that might be worse. I mean, but he also pitched in the big leagues for 13 years.
How about that story when David Price gave up the bomb to Michigan
to a fucking true freshman, or a walk-on?
Dude, he didn't even play. He wasn't even like a player.
To Austin P in the regional or in the super regional.
Michigan in the regional. Don't do that to the Big Ten, man. Don't call us Austin P.
It was no. Are you sure?
Hand on the Bible.
Yeah, all right. I thought it was Austin P. Am I saying that right? Is it Austin
P? Austin P knocked out Georgia Tech in the 2010 regional, I believe.
Did
Georgia Tech was
Vandy play Austin P, or am I just totally making that up or misremembering? Am I Roger Clemensing this shit?
What is that?
Remembering?
You might be.
When he misremembered in court or something?
Oh, you know what? And not to change gears too much, I did want to ask this question to Shane. And this is like, I'm sorry, I have to ask this. I don't even know what the status is, but how's my guy Smoke doing? I'm a huge dog guy. You have
Justin Smoke?
Oh, dude. No, my dog's name is Smoke.
Oh.
He
where's your dog? What kind of dog you got?
Silver Lab, gorgeous dog.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's the best. He's outside
got him nearby?
right now, probably chasing lizards.
Okay.
Dude,
Smoke!
it's funny you say that. My field retriever,
Come here, boy.
every morning I let her out of the house. She tries
Say
to get
hi.
these lizards. She's
Say
like,
hi,
0 for
boy.
a million.
Say hi, boy.
Yep.
You
Yep.
say hi.
Oh, look at that tail. Let's go. I had to ask.
Yeah,
What a huge dog I am.
he's a maniac at night. He just stands outside and stares into the wilderness.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, my dog turns 5 next week.
Dogs are the best, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. It's changed.
They're actually a life-changing experience because
Yes.
no matter how good or shitty you think your day's been, your dog doesn't care.
No, doesn't give a shit. It's like having, you know what? It's kind of like having kids, but when kids are like really young, because now, like my son's 11, my daughter's almost 9. Like towards the end of my career, you get home and it's like, Dad, why you pitch like shit? Like what happened?
Yeah, you suck today.
But when they're like 4 or 5, where they don't really know what's going on, then they don't really care. They're just happy to see you. But as they get a little older, like they're fucking watching and they get it, and they're like, yeah, that pitch right there, you were awful. I would have
why'd you throw
taken
that?
you out in the inning before that.
Wow. What do you guys know about Nick Martinez? I'm just looking this up. Fordham guy. He was in the big leagues from 14 to
With
17.
the Rangers, and then went to Japan, correct?
Okay, so he was in
And
Japan.
I mean, he was good for the Padres, man. He's got nice stuff. He's a starter for a lot of the year, I believe.
Oh, he was awesome in Japan
Beautiful
the last 2
changeup.
years. Awesome.
And you know what I've seen? So you see how he's doing that like little hesitation step, like kind of back and forth, back and forth. I'm curious if he got that from Clevenger.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, like the
It's just like that. I don't know
answer
if
in his pants thing.
Yeah. I don't know if it is from Clevenger, but it's very reminiscent of what he does.
Yeah, it's similar. Maybe he's got red hot on his nuts or something.
Maybe you're on his ears. He's got some ears on him.
He's got good ears.
Well, they're ears.
They're aggressive. He looks like a guy who hears better than others.
Wait a second. They're not taking Wheeler out, are they?
No,
Wheeler's
he's
done.
I mean, he
Wheeler's
was
done.
shaking hands like he was
Yeah,
being
he's
congratulated. Come on.
done. Well,
So now I'm behind.
That
I
thing's
gotta get
gross. Yeah, I'm back in. I'm locked in.
oh God, what a breaking ball.
Am I ahead? Did you just see that?
Yeah, I think I'm a little. My TV like paused for a couple seconds. It's all good.
I just hit a 3-second pause. Should be good.
God, that ball was smashed.
I mean, he's got 83 pitches. Like 8 Ks, 1 walk, 1 hit.
I don't want to say they're looking forward to his next start, but they feel like, you know, they've got what it takes to get the next 6 outs.
Yeah.
And
But I
think
mean,
they're right. I think they're right.
even he's got regular arrest though. He's going to be
He's
rested.
got regular rest. I would love nothing more than to see him throw a complete game shutout, game 1 of the NLCS.
I mean, you're not coming out of this game. Like if Rob Thompson went up to you, Jake, and you were pitching this game that Wheeler had and was like, all right, you're good.
I'd tell him to shit in his hat, but ultimately he's the decision maker.
That's got to be awkward if you talk a manager into leaving you in, and then he's got to come out that next inning and take you out.
And I've done that before. Where, you know, I got this, like I'm not coming out of the game, and maybe you get 1 out, but then you give up a run or 2 and you're like, fuck. Now the next time I want him to leave me in, he's gonna pull me out.
Yeah, now you got an SA.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what we do. Like we compete.
Here's
We
the
don't wanna
thing:
come
is
out of the game.
if it's the player's decision, the player's never gonna want to come out of the game. And if he does, you probably don't want him on your team if you're trying to win a World Series.
That's a
So
fact.
you can't give the player. It can't be up to the player.
You're right. I won't name any names, but I know guys that have
Take
shied
yourself
away
out.
from big situations, and
Yeah, of course.
nobody likes that.
Rob Thompson has made every single right move managing this team, but if for whatever reason,
What was that? I don't want to disrespect Kyle Schwarber. I just haven't seen him swing a bat like that ever.
Well, I mean, that was
Nasty.
Nasty.
he knows it.
It was nasty. I'm sorry, Smitty. You're saying Rob Thompson just fucking.
he just better be right with this. He better be right because everything that he has done, will be questioned if for whatever reason the Phillies blow this game.
Nah, man. Well, the way that Sir Anthony pitched in the DS, I like it. And you got you got Alvarado after that. I think it's the right move. I really do. Even though like I said, I would love to see Wheeler throw a complete game shutout.
What was Wheeler's pitch count?
83.
83.
I'm just saying this the fucking hack job Philly Monday morning quarterback media,
It's gonna work out. It's gonna work out.
We'll see. Hardest out to the game.
Yeah, Sir Anthony's gonna be blowing 99 to 101.
Yeah.
Or maybe that was a juice gun in the last game of the.
No, dude, all these guys throw
DS.
99
This guy
101 now.
Because I've seen him. I was there with him. I've seen him throw 100, but I don't know if I've seen him throw 100 this year until that moment.
No, he gets it up there for sure.
The playoff juju had him blowing cheese.
Big time mojo.
So true. You said 83 for Wheeler, right? Is that right?
83.
That's crazy. If I'm running the show, I gotta send him back out there personally. But with somebody going.
I mean, he's just that dominant. He was just that dominant the entire game.
I mean,
why mess with
happen,
I know anything can happen, but I mean, it's his game. He's
not going to pitch for 3. He's not going to pitch for 3 or 4 days.
If he's at 100 pitches, I'm like, all right, that's the right decision, maybe. But also, I don't know how many times has he gotten into the 8th this year? How many up downs is he accustomed to at the moment? Because that shit plays a role.
Well, when you're that economical with your pitches, I mean,
the up downs
don't
matter
think
as much.
I don't think it's near as much about the up downs as it is about high stress pitches. If you have an inning, say he gets through 7 and he's at 98 pitches and he threw 28 in an inning and he had guys on base, that's a little different. You could get through a game and throw 100 pitches and it feels like 60 because you just had there were really no threats involved in the entire game.
Right. Yeah, your heart rate was kind of just chilling.
Right.
I have a take too. I think if you get Zach Wheeler out with 7 scoreless as well as he's pitched now, you've locked in just a phenomenal mindset going into his next start. If he comes out there and puts 2 guys on and somebody else comes in and they give up the lead, would that impact the way you'd go into your next start?
Not for a guy like Wheeler.
Damn, I'm not right about it.
Well, no, I'm just saying he's not he's not a young guy that needs a confidence builder.
Yeah.
All right.
He's already there.
And realistically, if he's going back out, you probably got somebody going with him. So if one guy gets on, you're bringing someone into the game.
Exactly. You've got a guy ready.
And then it's not like he's going to blow the game. And if the bullpen blows the game now, or if they came in with one guy on, it's going to be the same effect.
I mean,
I think look at that. I think that Thompson
Jesus.
doesn't want to give Sir Anthony. He wants to give Sir Anthony a clean
The
inning.
clean inning, yeah, 100%.
And I understand that. And as a reliever in the first game of the CS, like it's nice to have a clean inning if you have that opportunity.
I do want to be clear though, like my guy Jesse Chavez, he'll take any inning. So
Dude, he's been pitching forever.
Coach
I told you,
Chavez,
I think he played with
Coach
Satchel
Chavez.
Paige.
that guy,
He's played forever.
just give him the ball, man.
were you played with him last year? How did
I played with him in Atlanta. I was with him in 2020. No, sorry, I was with him last year, 2021. He's the best, man. He actually sees the game so different than everybody else that it's crazy. We were watching Kyle Wright throw a bullpen one day, and at the time Kyle was kind of spotty with his location, and I'm like, man, I feel like his mechanics are flawless. Like, why do you think he's spotty with the location? And Chavi looked at me and he said his shoes are too big. Like, what? He's like, yeah, you can see his feet moving around in his cleats.
That's a good point. That's a
and
good
I'm
observation.
I'm like, the game is way slower for you than for me, man. If that was your, and it was like no hesitation. And I don't know if he changed his cleat size or what he did, but he put it to him this year, that's for sure.
I would pay so much money relative to what a book costs for a book that was just about awesome fixes in the big leagues. Like Sandy Koufax tells a story about the bullpen catcher in spring training 2 years into his career who was like, dude, you just hold the ball like an egg.
Yeah.
And he said he got on the mound with that in his head, and ever since then, unbelievable, Sir Anthony's holding it like a fucking
it's
egg.
wild. It's wild that he that worked for him, because I don't think it would have worked for me.
If you
held
it like an egg.
Yeah, I put quite a bit of grip pressure on the baseball. Same. I just always had mine was more about keeping this as loose as possible. It was more about the wrist, staying free and easy with the wrist. But I applied a significant amount of pressure to the baseball because I felt like if I applied that amount of pressure with a loose wrist, I could get much more friction off of my fingertips at release. So, but I mean, that sort of just one little phrase like that can totally transform somebody, and it seems unlikely, but I've seen it happen a lot of times, in my career too.
Potentially that's what happened to him, like the biggest battle for all of us is we're all trying to accomplish the same goals, but we have to word it differently to get to the right spot. Like me telling myself to stay over the rubber is going to affect me differently than Jake telling himself to stay over the rubber.
Yep. It might not mean anything to me.
Yeah. But we're both trying to stay over the rubber, but sometimes you got to figure out how to word it in your head to get that to happen,
Yep.
I had a great saying I had heard throughout my college career from our pitching coach was loud arm, quiet body. That's just something that stuck with me forever. Like loud fucking arm, quiet body, be patient. But just like that, you're like the coach speak, stuff you tell yourself.
It's how you word it.
Yeah, before you execute something.
Justin Wilson used to always say, if you want to throw harder, move your arm faster. I'm like, well, Justin, that might work for you.
That's how you do it.
Thinking that works for you, but it doesn't work for me.
He was a funny, polarizing reliever when he was with the Cubs. He had a great clip. I think it was Rizzo was busting his balls, or it was something like a mound visit, and Rizzo was saying something you couldn't see what he was saying, and Justin Wilson just looks at him. He's like, "Shut the fuck up." Let's go, dude.
Dude, that guy's something else, man.
It was like, I mean, you're a late inning reliever. Like, you're just on an island. The only people that can relate to you are the other guys that are late inning relievers. But and same thing with starting pitchers. But I feel like that's a broader culture.
They're just different demons. Both have demons, but they're just different. They're different shapes and sizes. And there's no worse feeling for a starter than showing up the next day after going 2 innings and giving up 8. You know, and there's no worse feeling for a guy that comes into a game up 3 and you fucking blew it.
Yeah, the worst part about that is not getting a pitch again for 4 days.
Yeah, you gotta wait. I get to get back on the horse.
Yeah. This is interesting. So Luis Garcia, yeah, he is nasty. He was with the Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
He's just an absolute pit bull, dude. Just solid.
What the fuck was that?
Big body. He's got a filthy split and he's got a hundy.
Everybody's got a hundy.
That's a little slide ball.
Oh boy.
I'm behind you guys now.
I mean, those pants got to be every fucking bit of 38. Like, that's so sweet. Do you pitch with pants up, Shane, or what was your relationship with pants up down?
My relationship was a roller coaster ride.
Yeah, day to day.
When I was in the minor leagues coming up, I was with the Yankees, and you had to wear them up. But if you were in the big leagues, you could do whatever you wanted with the Yankees. So when I got to the show, immediately pants down because I've never been able to wear my pants down. And then fast forward to being a Tiger, I saw myself pitching with pants down, and I'm like, I feel like I don't look athletic with my pants down, but whatever. And then I went through a phase where Michael Fulmer would tell me which way to wear my pants every day. That was
I didn't know this was a loaded question, dude. I'm sorry. I wasn't like,
no, but it's fine.
You asked the right
To
question.
write a book about the baseball stuff, so here we go. So I would literally say, Mike, what do you got? He would tell me, that's what I would wear. And then one day I just decided I'm done with them down. I probably gave up a couple games, like ran into a situation where when I put the pants down, I'm like, fuck, I gave up a homer the last 3 times I wore my pants down or whatever. And to eliminate those thoughts, I just did the same thing every day. So I started wearing them up.
Jake and Shane, we have an explanation why Wheeler's taken out possibly. Apparently he was down to 94-95 that last inning, down from 98-99. Is that normal? Is that concerning?
Man. I mean, was he was 98-99 in the 6th? I don't believe so.
It doesn't say. It's just, I mean, he was 99 beginning of the game.
He was.
Yeah.
He was.
But he was 94-95 at in the 7th.
I would and maybe that was a conversation that they had ongoing in, like, let's say from the 5th on, potentially. Like, you know, in every inning, Thompson's probably asking you, like, hey, how you feeling? Or the pitching coach, how you feeling? Maybe Wheeler said that he's got a little something bothering him or he's a little off. If that's the case, then making the move makes perfect sense. But,
Is that a characteristic, dropping that much because of being injured or tired, or is that?
I don't think. I
mean, maybe he's just in cruise control. You know, if he could have gotten the 8th and had a guy on 2nd and 3rd, and his adrenaline spiked again, and he's 99.
His average velocity in the regular season, with his 4-seamer, I think it was around 95. In the postseason, it's been 97. So maybe it's a tick down from what it's been in his past couple starts. But, you know, over the last 6 or 7 months, it's not much different. So I don't know. We'll see what they say post game.
Jose Alvarado is coming in for the Phillies. Just a quick fun note about Jose Alvarado for viewers that aren't as dialed in as Smitty. On July 23rd, in his first appearance in the second half, he pitched the 10th inning against the Cubs, pitched a third of an inning, gave up 3 earned, lost the game, blew it horrifically. Since that appearance against the Cubs, he's pitching 25 games. He's thrown 24 innings. He's given up 12 hits with 39 strikeouts and a .75 ERA. So Jose Alvarado's coming in to close this game. He only has 2 saves on the season. I'm sure some people are looking at this like, well, I don't really understand. Over the last 2 months, he's one of the filthiest relievers in the National League.
Yeah, he gave up a dinger to the Cardinals, but other than that, he's been beyond impressive. And his issue in the past has been control. And like if he walks the first guy, then he kind of like gets in his head a little bit. And he's been lights out with his control. Lately.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a little deeper than that. It is control, but it's the inability for him to throw his fastball and breaking ball for strikes. Because if you can only throw one for a strike, then you become a little bit more human when you're a lefty that throws 101 miles an hour with that sinker. When he's not able to spin that breaking ball in the zone at all, then it's like, fuck it. I'm not even going to honor that anything. I'm just going to get my time. I'm going to time the freight train and try and find the barrel. But when he's spinning it for strikes and he's using that fastball effectively in and around the zone, dude, it's like, yeah, a lot of guys throw 100, but not many guys throw it like that from the left side with that sort of movement. And he's been filthy the last, however many innings. It's fun to watch that guy.
Yeah, he's emotional too.
Yeah,
you'll see it. You'll see it.
You'll see it.
Well, he's a big body Latin dude with a filthy beard that throws cheese. Yeah, those are emotional guys. It's a good thing.
Man, what a
All right, Jose.
It's been a really nice game one, guys. Pitchers duel as we expected. We said one team was probably going to get shut out. We're 3 outs away from that happening.
It's been a quick game.
It's been a really quick game. This is a beautiful game to stream. There's hammers right there.
Clock,
Hammers.
playoffs.
You like a pitch clock,
Look at
Shane?
the fake teeth.
No,
Bill
no.
Walton. Hey, it's Bill Walton, by the way.
Bill
Carl.
Walton.
Hey, guys, I'm sorry I screwed that up earlier. Rest in peace, Bill Russell. I thought it was a little bush league there that they showed Ralph Sampson. I didn't know Ralph Sampson was in the conversation. Then they cut to Paul George. I know Ralph Sampson was a big deal 83. Who is it?
I
Chaminade?
didn't even see Paul George. Just
I'm more of a
the heavies next to him.
more of a Jeff George guy. I like Paul, but Jeff was my number one George.
They're related, right?
Yeah, brothers.
Yep.
Illinois, 6-1. 5-1. 6-1. Smitty, I you know how much I like you, but a tie game here would be electric.
No.
What it? Don't you want to go to bed? Don't you want to get a couple nice hours? It's been a quick game.
I haven't slept in weeks.
What's tomorrow? Wednesday?
Wednesday, and they play at
Ooh, look at that.
4
See,
tomorrow.
that's how you set the tone, Smitty. I know you're a little ahead of me. That's an 0-1 slider at 91 or an 0 slider at 91 miles per hour. Now what do you do if you're Nola?
Ooh.
Okay.
What count you got?
1-1.
Got 1-1.
1-1.
I paused it. You should be good.
Carl's not a team player.
He's throwing now. Whoa,
I'm
who
gonna
said I'm not?
I'm gonna say it's a foul ball.
Who said I'm not a team player?
Nailed it.
I could be more of a team guy. I could.
I heard a can open. Congratulations.
That was mine.
There's Tums in the background. Gotta have Tums in the dugout.
I needed
was a
some
baby
earlier.
powder.
We didn't have any. I've just been battling it.
All right.
Yep.
1 out, ground ball, Bryson Stott. Easy 6-3.
Yes, he looks good over there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
First-
he's got the big league starter pack, David Yerman, black diamond necklace.
Yeah, one sleeve. The David Yerman. Does he have a is it a cross?
Looks like he's got the black diamond.
A
Potentially,
black
he's got
diamond.
the silver
Yep.
cross with
Okay.
it.
Yep. I mean, that's honestly one of the first things I bought when I got to the big leagues. The
Everybody,
David
it's
Yerman
like
chain. And
everybody
it cost-
talks about the cup of coffee in the show. It's really about the
It's
Yerman.
it's the trip to the Yerman store.
Yeah.
You know, drop 1,200 or whatever it is.
Stress out about it for 3 days.
Stress. Yeah, it's either the David Yerman cross or the dog tag.
Yeah. I got the dog tag and then I returned it.
I had the dog tag too. It's somewhere. I don't know where it is.
Stick around the chat later this postseason. If we find it, we might raffle it off.
I mean, that ball went straight down.
Nasty.
2-0. Got to come in the zone.
Got to challenge him here.
Could be a double here. Could be a double. Swing underneath it. Oh,
Gotta find it.
okay.
Gotta
All
find
right.
it.
Well, this is gonna be an auto take. That was probably an auto take as well.
He's chewing the gum too hard. I don't want to pull too much Jesse Chavez. That gum chew was.
Statue take.
He just catches it right back on the mound. Give me the sign. Bad mustache.
Let him go. Let him be. Great mustache. Power stash.
Uh-oh.
Let's clip that uh-oh from Shane. Well, you gave away everybody for Juan Soto.
Yeah, well, the issue here is Juan's going to be shuffling out of the box until he walks probably, and then you got to face Manny with 2 guys on and 1 out.
I mean, that's just not what you want to have happen. Is bring the tying run of the plate, and that run being Juan Soto.
No, with Manny behind him, it's
with
not
Manny behind him. Look, and as dominant, and I don't know, one-sided, I guess, because it's 2-0. But Darvish pitched extremely well. Wheeler was just a little bit better. But to be in the situation, giving the circumstances, I mean the Padres aren't quite out of this just yet.
No.
Hey, this is the series. Padres come back and win this game. I mean, they're winning the World Series.
You got to throw a first pitch strike here, but you can't just throw a heater over the plate.
You can't.
I mean, the home run he gave up the Cardinals was first pitch. Right.
You also can't just throw. You also can't just throw a lukewarm slider over the plate.
No.
Turn it.
No! Oh my God!
Oh no!
Oh my gosh!
Oh no! That's brutal.
Hey, what was it? Every team that's committed less errors has won.
That's true. Other than one game.
Well, it's probably uncomfortable for Stott. If you saw there, he stutters going to second base because he's not naturally taking the bag on that.
I mean, it wasn't a great throw, but you have to catch that baseball.
Yeah. That's not. He's not good.
And Bohm does that a lot. He's got that that flick, that low 3/4 flick, and
got a little
could have been better, but like Carl, like you said, Stott is coming across the bag in kind of an awkward position. He was trying to shuffle his feet, drag, and step on second. Wow, I mean that should have been a game ender right there. I mean, could you imagine a little walk-off piece right here?
Why put that mojo juju in the universe? No, we're reversing the mojo.
You ever
ground ball double play?
Saying the louder the crowd, the more the spin. Or no?
Oh, wow!
Is that really not a thing?
The louder the crowd, the more the spin.
Yeah, because the hitter's more juiced up for the heater.
I just I don't know if that holds true with a guy like Machado at the plate. I mean, it depends. You get a young guy up there, yeah, of course. Oh boy!
Come on, tailor made. Let's go.
Did they give that error to Bohm or to Stott?
It would have to be Bohm, right?
Well, I mean, you can't. That's the pitch,
Oh,
especially Manny looking at 99 down and in.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything with that one though. Not even Manny.
Manny's best chance here is for him to throw this slider he's about to throw over the plate, and he whacks it off that brick building out there.
Pop, can of corn. Come on.
Ooh. Oh, that was huge.
That was
Beyond huge.
That was huge. Well, the man that started the magic against the Mets in the wild card series off Scherzer. We'll see what happens here.
I would do anything for a double here and a play at the plate.
Stop. Just.
Well, I mean, it would be great if he gets thrown out, Smitty. Like, I would like to see the game end on a great clean relay.
I want to see a pop up to JT. Foul territory, just in case he drops it.
Yeah, I want to see a punchy with a lot of emotion.
He's trying to win it.
I'd like to see like a base hit to right field and him throw him out at the plate. That'd be exciting.
0-1.
This is a great
Pitch.
situation for a little knock to right field too.
Yeah, he's got to be careful back there.
Yeah, no shit.
That looked like it could have gotten away.
Trust his hands.
That is whatever that is. 95 is so nasty.
What was that?
Slider.
Right?
Sliders? It went straight down like a split.
I gotta get out of the chat. Chat's
Punch you with emotion.
wow.
There it is.
Wow.
Not enough emotion for me.
No, I just a
went-
straight.
you went no emotion.
I mean, you
just
can't
went-
hit
went
it.
No emotion.
Hey,
Well, yeah, because he
You
probably
battled
would have
back.
killed somebody if it happened.
ooh. God, what a playoff game. What a way to start the CS, man.
Hey, almost called that 3-0.
Yeah, we're close.
3-0.
Well, one of the teams got shut out. We got that part right. Schwarber with the furthest home run I've seen in the postseason in a long time.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Smitty, what's going
Yeah,
on,
you can
man? You're
breathe.
up 1-0
You can
in the
breathe a
How
little
you
bit.
NLCS.
doing?
I mean,
Yeah, what's going on?
that was. I mean, the Padres come back there on an air in the ninth. I mean, they skate their way into the World Series. Like that's not even debatable. Like, but 1-1 coming back to the bank at least. Like maybe 2-0. Can't get
Could
caught.
be.
Can't get caught.
Hey, you guys have a chance to end the series at home.
I mean, Nola tomorrow night.
Yeah. I mean, you
I
got to
mean-
feel good about that.
And who's
Feel
pitching
great.
for the Padres?
Musgrove, I think.
Musgrove.
That'd be a great pitching matchup.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. And then game 3 too if it's Ranger and Snell.
Well, also good thing no one's going to say this, especially not Smitty, but good thing the Phillies got out of that. Otherwise, Bryson Stott would have that's just
Bone more than Stott, but yeah,
Okay.
I don't see them coming back from that.
yeah. You guys would
Oh wow.
yeah, that'd be bad.
It
It'd be
just
very bad.
it'd be the worst case scenario in the history of mankind.
All right, so we got Phillies up 1-0. I don't believe we're streaming tomorrow night. Astros versus Yankees 1 versus 2 in the American League. We will do our show during or after the game, I believe, Jake.
Yeah. For tomorrow, or
Yeah, right. We'll record tomorrow night for Thursday morning.
we can do tomorrow night. Yeah, I like that. Sounds good to me, man. That was exciting to watch, boys. It's a fucking great
enjoyed it.
baseball game.
I appreciate you
back,
guys
baby.
having me on here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Shay, we got to talk more.
Yeah, holler at me.
And hop back in with us at another point, like during this series or the Astros Yankees series. We'd love to have you.
And I don't want to. I'm not going to say his name out loud because he's mainstream. The guy
he's a big deal.
Yeah, our broker put us in touch. He's so mainstream. I don't think there's a chance he would ever do one of these streams with us because he'd be like, well, I don't know. I'll get this and that. So you get in his ear and just be like, dude, Carl is chirping you a little bit.
Yeah, I'll get him going. I'll get him a little rattled at the very least.
He's too nice. He's too much of a Southern gentleman. Smitty, congratulations. Write that blog.
Yes,
guys, go down now, baby. What else is up, Jake? Good. Feeling good?
Man, that was fun to watch, guys. Yeah, that was good shit. I don't know. I'm just looking forward to watching the rest of these games, and I don't know if the ALCS is going to be quite the series that this one will be. But I hope so. I don't think we're going to be able to beat this series. I love the two teams. I like the matchup. I think from where they both started in the postseason, really nothing to lose. Beating the Mets, getting past the Cardinals, getting past the Braves, getting past the Dodgers. Like that in itself is an incredible story. So we'll see what this series has to offer.
Love it.
Good luck, Smitty.
All right, boys.
We'll talk soon. Thanks everybody in the chat for tuning in, and we'll be back. We'll be back throughout the postseason. Thanks, Shane.
All right, man. See you, boys.
Well, you're the best.